It's going to be 60 this weekend. And rainy.
That's good. That's good. Get outside weather. Oh, that's not good.
Love global
Jump in
warming.
mud puddles.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode, 89 of the Rich Dickman Show, the podcast. It is slightly better than mediocre. I am your host. I am Rem, and I am super excited tonight. We got so much going on. Like, I don't even know how we're going to do this. It's going to go over 2 hours, maybe. Probably shouldn't have said that, because if it doesn't go over 2 hours, I look like an idiot. Anyways, I'm with Ray. Ray's with me. He says it's 75. It's not 75 degrees over there. He's lying to me. He's a liar. Ray, what's going on, pal?
What's going on? It's actually 74 and 70. Yeah. So, it's California.
You liar. Oh man, Ray, we got a huge show tonight. So we're doing things a little bit different, possibly out of order. So I apologize in advance if it sounds a little choppy, but we could do what we got to do to make it work for our guests, because later in the show, Ray, I am super excited and thrilled, because this is what it is. This is my dream come true. Okay. This is what Rem's always wanted, is to interview big, beautiful women, adult film stars on his podcast, because I love them and I think it's super interesting. And AVN season, Ray, is right around the corner in just a couple weeks. It's the AVNs, and we've got an AVN nominee in Jessica Lust. She'll be joining us, as well as Sarah Starr. She'll be joining us as well. And we're going to bring those interviews to you in a little bit. So stay tuned. If you're tuning in just for them, I hope you kind of like what we do, so you can stick around next week. And if not, no big deal, because I'm cool and Ray's cool. Oh boy, Ray, you're gonna have to help me out tonight, because I'm super excited. Cool.
We're so cutting edge that we are in advance of the AVNs getting the awards, getting someone that was nominated. So we're going to get the scoop before and potentially afterwards. And how amazing is that?
We're raising awareness. That's right. There may be fires going on in Australia, but we're raising awareness to our big, beautiful women performers in the AVN Awards. All right. So boom, we're changing the world, buddy. Actually, God bless you people in Australia. I checked in with Maddie, our patron, Maddie, who is in Australia. And he says, this is super interesting, Ray. So I'm going to do this for a second. Okay. Because, you know me, I like to screw around, but, so I asked Maddie if he was safe, and he said, Western Australia had some freaking hectic fires a month ago. A few of his staff had to be evacuated. It was nothing compared to what's going on in Queensland and New South Wales. Those are states on the east coast of Australia. They say over 500 million animals have been killed in these fires. It's insane. He also said there's so much fire in NSW. I guess that's North South Wales. I don't know what that is. The wind blew the smoke all the way to New Zealand, and those are nowhere near each other. And then he said, I had asked him, if it was arson, if it was lightning, and apparently they're arresting a lot of people for arson and suspicion of arson. But he said the fires in Queensland and North South Wales are mainly due to lightning and electricity pole top fires. He said, welcome to Australia, where we still have power poles made of wood. I still have power poles made of wood. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But he says,
me too.
This is his quotes, word for word. But the fucking greenies, who I love because they're our only chance to get weed made legal, decided to lobby the government for the last 10 years that clearing called down branches and leaves from our forests will kill too many animals in the habitat. Well, that stuff is like tinder. That just goes up like a bomb. So by not cleaning all the dead brush and stuff, they made it worse. So it really sucks down there. So pour one out for good old Aussie land. Who is that in the background? Ray, you do this shit to me on purpose.
Not again. I got a timer set.
Yeah.
Send out the text message.
You certainly do. So okay. So let's pray for Australia. Maddie, stay safe, buddy. We love you. You are a patron of ours. And hey, listen, patreon.com/Rich Dickman Show. So boom, there you go. Ray, let's chill a little bit. Where can I get an awesome t-shirt, Ray?
Actually, let me take one quick step back. Oh. I'm really confused what he's talking about, like Australians, New Zealanders. Like, I thought they were all the same. Like, that was basically the same thing. And like, him and everyone in Australia and New Zealand literally just got super frustrated now. But buying awesome t-shirts, Amazon. We have amazing t-shirts on Amazon. We got the Eat the Rich t-shirt, the El Abogado. We have the one that actually says the Rich Dickman Show. Does it say slightly better than mediocre on it?
Yeah, we don't have one that says Rich Dickman Show. It says slightly better than mediocre, which my father wears, and he thinks it says slightly better than Medicare.
Well, we might be slightly better than Medicare, depending on how bad you need Medicare.
That's right.
That's right. It's an as-needed basis. But yeah, so let's see. What have you been up to this week? Anything in particular?
You know, Ray, we had a great show last week. We had Isaac and Elisa May on, and it was magical. And you know, I had stuff I wanted to talk about, never got to it because it was just so good with the two of them. And so again, I'd like to real quick thank you, Isaac, and thank you, Elisa May, for coming on and making it a great show. Elisa just shot a new scene for Plumber Pass yesterday. I texted her, DM'd her, excuse me, and said, hey, you know, have a great shoot. And she said, thanks, boo. So I think we're like besties now. So that's awesome.
BFS.
But yeah. So this week, you know, a lot of things just kind of pissed me off. And I don't want to bring the mood of the show down tonight, man, because I want to stay positive.
Okay.
So I just got to say a couple things here is that, we've banned, my daughter from playing Roblox.
Why is that?
Because, you know, she's an annoying pain in the ass. She's the one who goes up to people while they're trying to play and she keeps on bothering them in the chat and say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, she does that stuff. Also, we've been getting reports of, like other kids, like getting, listen, a game like Roblox is, you get a bunch of weirdos on there trying to mess with the kids, and that stuff freaks me out. So I'd rather have her not deal with any of that stuff. Yeah. A couple weeks ago, Ray, Svensson called in with the Dick of the Week nomination about the guy who was using the same scoop at, the KFC buffet. Remember this? Yeah.
Dick.
And you and I both looked at each other and we're like, my God, this is
like,
insane.
What is this?
This guy needs to be, he needs to be locked up because that's just criminal. Well, Ray, I swear to God, the other day I went to my local market and they have a lot of prepared foods there, right? You can go get your whole lunch and they have a chicken wing bar. And you would love this, right? Because they have a bunch of chicken wings and it's all hot and ready to go. And you have tongs for each of the wings and you have scoops and other tongs for each of the other food items. It's perfect. Okay. So I'm going over, I'm going to get myself some delicious chicken wings. They have these kettle cooked wings that are just fantastic, right? Just fucking fantastic. And I grab my little container and I look at the woman in front of me and she is using the tongs and she is reaching across with the tongs to grab the barbecue wings. And then she uses those same tongs for the buffalo wings. And then she uses the same tongs for the kettle wings. And I think you remember me texting you at that moment. I was losing my mind.
I do. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with people?
Unbelievable.
There's separate tongs for a reason. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
What are you doing? I was befuddled,
Somebody take
bewildered.
her up back and flog her with a hose.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was just, oh man, I could not abide by that, Ray. I could not abide by that. Leading into another.
Are those the kind of wings though that they're like dipped in something or whatever it is where whatever flavor it is, the topping
pure.
gets on the tongs though?
Well,
no,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like, yeah, so you use the tongs in the barbecue, right? And then the barbecue sauce is still on the tongs. So when you go to the whatever lemon pepper or whatever, then all of a sudden you're getting lemon pepper in that. And then you go over to the garlic parmesan and then you're getting it. And you're just like mixing everything together. It's like, dude, I don't take half a bite of a wing and half a bite of another one and mix them together in my mouth. It's disgusting.
It's horrible.
You want the one flavor at a time.
That's right. I don't want my delicious kettle cooked wings. I don't want them, what's the word I'm looking for? Tainted.
Contaminated.
With barbecue flavor. I don't want that. I want my pure kettle flavor. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. I also have another issue, Ray, and I'm a big asshole in real life. Okay, I'm a nice guy, but I'm an asshole. And do you remember this guy on Twitter who got mad at me, wondering why men would go out in sweatpants and flip flops when it's like 40 degrees? Yeah. And then we got into this thing, and I told him, "Hey, you're the one who follows me, dude. It's not my problem. This is your problem." And he said, "Oh, I'm not following you anymore." And it kind of went off on him for a little while. Turns out dude had like 11 kids and it doesn't work and all that other shit, right? So
yeah.
Like, I'm at a point where I've kind of moved past it, but every time I see a motorized wheel cart in a grocery store, you know, the motorized shopping cart that you can sit in.
Yeah, flashbacks. Yeah.
Yeah. I immediately think of this guy. And man, I've run into some of the most annoying motorized cart shoppers in the last 2 weeks that I think they're out to get me. Like, there is no regard for anybody around them. One of them came very close to running over my foot and didn't apologize. And, you know, all I can think of is, man, imagine if you are the child of that parent. And this is what happened. About a teenage-ish, older teenager was with what I assume is his mother. And his mother was in the motorized cart and he was doing the shopping for her and they got in my way. And I'm a very polite human being, Rezo. I'm very polite. And I stood there with a smile on my face and waited. And this woman kept apologizing to me because her stupid idiot son couldn't find, you know, the right box of stuffing or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember. And I had
now,
to
are they taking
there.
up like the whole aisle? Like
yes.
she's on the one side, he's on the other side. That
yes. And so I couldn't move.
You're in a motorized thing. Just pull her forward into the side.
She thought she was making it fine by saying she was sorry, but, you know,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah. I just need to get that one out. I need to get that one out.
Ron Burgundy when he's like, with all due respect, or no, it's in Talladega Nights when he's Ricky Bobby and Will Ferrell's like, with all due respect, and then he just says like mean stuff as if that makes it all better, right? Mm-hmm, he's like, you can't just say whatever you want and say with all due respect. It's the same thing. You can't just be like blocking someone, being incredibly rude and just be like, oh, I'm sorry.
You can apologize all you want. You're still in my way. You're still holding me up. So, yeah, there's that one. The other week I went to wrestling with my pops. We went to Monday Night Raw in Hartford on the 30th. And that was a blast. And my dad, he still gets a kick out of these people who bring their championship belts, their replica championship belts to a wrestling event. And he just doesn't understand it. And he just laughs. And he's, you know, he's an old Italian guy and he's kind of annoying sometimes. So he gets loud in his displeasure. And there's people carrying their belts around. Awesome. Yeah, so I got to look around like, oh God, who's listening? So yeah, I'm not in the mood to get into a fight tonight.
Yeah, I mean, your dad would probably kick their ass, but you know, still.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he got angry enough. Yeah, he's broken fingers. He's broken Dylan and Matt. You know, he's done lots of stuff.
Broke a piece off of him.
Yeah. You know, Ray, my last thing here that I want to get out, because I got to get this stuff out, because otherwise, if we don't get this out now, we're going to be like really behind the things we want to talk about, and we're not going to be current anymore. We won't be cool.
We'll have to, it'll be like a 2-part episode.
Yeah. My goodness. And imagine if you recorded like the intro on a Wednesday and the rest of the show on a Thursday. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You can find old commercials on YouTube, Ray. I don't know if you know this, but you can find like 70s commercials and 80s commercials and 90s commercials.
Ooh, okay, we're doing
and, yeah, no, I've done it. It's amazing because I remember a lot of these commercials. Yeah. Now, the one thing that sticks out to me in the 80s especially, Ray, is there's always the commercial voice guy. Okay. And they all have the same voice. So, you know, when a show ends and the credits are going, say, stay tuned to ABC 7 for your Sunday night news. In that same voice, 2 commercials later, it will say like, McDonald's now serving 2-for-1 cheeseburgers. Get yours today. And it was that same.
Yeah, but it's just the voice though, not like an actual commercial, right? You're saying just like
it's a voiceover.
Not the intro or outro, but just the voice,
And so every voiceover guy in the 80s, and they were all men in the 80s, there weren't many spokeswomen because, you know, misogyny.
They didn't know how. Women can't do it, yeah.
Right. We're better about this now.
They don't know how to read lines. Like, what are you kidding me?
Ray is joking. But they all had the same type of voice, the same tone, that same, like, I don't know, bassy, gravelly down in there. And I love it. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I wish I was 8 years old again watching these commercials. Life was so much better. So check it out.
I do the same thing with, you know, sometimes late at night, I go, I got a few more minutes to kill. Let me fire up the YouTube, right? And you start looking up like greatest 80s music videos. And that's where, oh man, it's amazing. Just look at like, Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight is like nothing but pure 80s bliss. I mean, it is just insane. The hair, the music, just whatever the hell is even happening in the video. He's like in the center of some auditorium stage or something like that, like with a ladder dancing, and it makes no sense. None of it makes any sense. Just pure amazing 80s. Everything about it's amazing.
I love it. Yeah,
80s.
we need
anything 80s is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the 80s nostalgia is great. I mean, 80s was the 80s were fantastic. You know, cocaine, excess, cars just with sharp edges,
so great.
more cocaine, satin sheets, water beds. Weird candle dens,
water beds.
Yeah, men stacking their Playboy magazines on the counter, and excuse me, on the coffee table in the living room.
Yeah.
No, it's all good stuff. So Ray, what do you got, man? What do you got going on, buddy? How have you been, pal?
You know what? So pretty good. Excuse me. Near the end of the year is my anniversary, and I have a big complaint about Facebook. And people trying to help you celebrate your anniversary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not cool when you post the worst picture ever taken of you guys on your anniversary day, like on your wedding day. Like, if you're going to say congratulations and post a picture, like, can you just be nice about it? Like, don't post, like, the picture was from when we got married, which was like, just happened to be the time that I looked the worst in my life. Like, I looked horrible. And that was, all I'm saying is like I looked super pale and round faced and just I look gross. And they're like, hey, in-laws are like, hey, congratulations, and here's this picture, nice and huge. And I just like, man, can we delete those? Like, what? Why are those?
See, that's why I don't use Facebook anymore, Ray.
There's got to be some sort of etiquette.
Everybody's doing it for themselves. Like if somebody is saying happy birthday to me, it's because they want the credit for saying happy birthday, not because they mean it, right? If anybody says happy birthday to me on Facebook, I immediately ignore them because they don't mean it. They got reminded of it. When I say happy birthday, I don't even use Facebook anymore, Ray. I haven't touched the goddamn app in forever, or since my birthday when I had to say thank you. But my happy birthdays either come through a phone call or through a personal text message, right? Facebook is all about virtue signaling assholes, and I can't deal with it, and I'm done. I'm done with Facebook. That's right.
It's horrible. But see, all I think is there should be some sort of way that, like, can I veto that and just be like, no, you're putting my picture up there. Like, can I take it down?
Right. And the worst thing is, they post it and they tag you. They don't even post it on your wall. They just tag you. So then everybody sees it.
Yep, exactly. And that's where it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, or let me like pick a different picture or something like that. Like they should maybe send you like, that's not like a friend invite, but that kind of a thing where they say, hey, here's what I want to post. Can you pick the picture or something different? I'm like, it's my anniversary. This is going to be nice, get to celebrate. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh, thanks. You literally posted the worst picture of me ever taken. Great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So just depressing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your racist daughter.
Yeah. So we were out eating. I texted you about this because it was that funny. So apparently Stella's a racist. So we were out eating Chinese food. Which, because I'm 25% Chinese, we gotta go get Chinese food every once in a while. So,
and just so we're clear, I want everybody to understand, Ray is actually a quarter Chinese. This is true. The God's honest truth. All right.
Yes, that is DNA tested. 100%, 25% Asian. So we're eating Chinese food, and I had a jacket with a zipper on the front, kind of a collar that zips up, and a hat. So Stella does this thing where she wants me to, pull my hat down, pull the zipper up, pull the collar above my nose, and she's like, "You're a ninja," right? So that's the thing, and then I can like ninja tickle her, or something like that, or I don't know, just be a ninja, daddy.
Kids
ninja.
like to have fun. Yes.
So so she thinks it's awesome, and then as she's trying to like zip my zipper up and pull my hat down, and she goes, "Hey, Daddy, you look like a stranger." I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what does a stranger look like? Because, our definition is pretty much someone you never met. And she goes, oh, a stranger? They have black skin. And I was like, whoa, whoa.
Oh, no.
Hold on a second. I think you're mistaken. Like my wife and I had, she said that and we both looked at each other wide-eyed like, no.
Yeah.
And trying not to look around the restaurant, hoping that, like praying to God there's no black people around us. like, I don't want to have to like make eye contact with them. So we're trying to explain to her, in probably a louder voice than you normally would. Like, no. So a stranger is, like try just in case they would have heard. Right. And she doesn't have a very loud voice, but still. But yeah, so we had to explain to her, a stranger has nothing to do with, what they're wearing, what they look like. It's basically someone you've never met. So,
the color of your skin does not determine your character. That's correct.
Yeah. And then and I honestly, I think part of it was, you see he's like a cartoon with like a scandalous looking guy that has like a hat pulled down. They're in the shadows. I don't think she, is actually racist. I think it's just dark pictures. At least I'm hoping.
No, Ray, you're born that way.
God, she's not actually somehow.
She definitely is.
She's born racist.
Yeah, you're born racist. That's how that works.
Can never fix her. I'm gonna have to send her to rehab.
Once a racist, always a racist. Yeah, you can never change your views. Mm-hmm. No, especially when she starts posting on Twitter. Oh, man. You're gonna have to watch that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
I know. Oh man, gonna monitor that. Yeah. Well, she already does post on Twitter. Oh man, it's off the charts.
Oh man, Ray. I'll give you time here to talk about more stuff, or we have a voicemail from Randy. It may be a Dick of the Week nomination. I'm not sure, because Randy, he texted me earlier this evening and he's like, hey man, I'm really, really high, but I made you something. Check it out. So I can play that or we can talk about some more stuff. You tell me.
Let's save that for when the guests arrive in 5 to 10 minutes.
All right. So you want to do Dick of the Week with one or two of our guests?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me tell you about this one.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So, I got this thing that I'm doing right now, and it's called renting a video card. What? So basically what I did. So I went, for our anniversary, I went into Best Buy, and I was looking for like the smart home, like our smart device for the home thermostat, right? So I went and found one of those, was trying to pick out a nice one that'll work for our place. And as I'm waiting and waiting, it's Best Buy. They are absolutely horrible. There's like 3 people working, and they always just walk by and they're like, oh yeah, this is my department. I'm like, can I just get some goddamn help? Like, I need you to open this case so I can buy this thing. Like, I'm literally just going to buy it. It's like, all you gotta do is open it. I'll take it to the front. I'll pay for it. So they're taking forever. So I'm like, screw you guys. I'm going to wander around and go look. And to my surprise, Best Buy actually carries a halfway decent amount of like cool computer parts, like legitimately decent parts. And one of them is the NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti. That thing costs $1,250.
Jesus Christ.
So as I'm standing there, somebody actually walks by it, and I literally stood in Best Buy for half an hour. No service. Like, I shit you not. It was actually probably longer than that. I remember seeing 30 minutes. So then someone walks by and I'm like, hey, can I look at that video card? Like, I didn't know you guys had those. And they're like, oh yeah, they're nice. And I'm like, well, I know it's the best thing on the market, but I don't really want to spend $1,200-$1,300 on a video card. And they basically mentioned something about along the lines of like, well, you could buy it, and if you don't like it, you could just return it in 15 days. And I was like, oh, well, fuck yeah. Like, let me do that. So I was like, well, let me just check out and see what this thing does. And not only that, I could probably just do this, I don't know, eternally. But at the very least, like, I'm running the best video card on the market right now, and gonna return it tomorrow. Gonna rent it scotch free. Didn't cost me a penny. That's kind of good deal.
What are you doing with it that you're renting it? Like, are you playing games, or are you just like swinging your dick around? Like, I can do this.
So part of it is like one of the features of the RTX cards is that they have ray tracing. That's part of the RTX, which basically just makes the light look really good in some of these games that have ray tracing. So I've been playing some of these games, and holy hell, like, it is amazing. Like, it's like I was in a cave in this game, and it did the whole thing where like you're looking outside the cave and it's all bright where the sun's coming in and stuff like that. I mean, it's just incredible. So it does make things look super amazing. But here's the other thing that I found out, and I won't do it with this because I'm not a horrible human being anymore. But back in the day, I used to go into Best Buy because they basically have a bunch of schmucks that work at Best Buy. Their Geek Squad is a bunch of dumbasses. They literally don't know anything, like nothing at all. So essentially what I used to do is go in there, buy whatever was like the best video card on the market. And this is before they were $1,300. They used to only be like a few $100s. But you buy like the best one, and you take your old one, you put it in the box, and you return it. And you go, yeah, I don't really need it. And then they go, oh, okay. And they open the box and they look at it and they go, well, there's something in here. And then and I've actually even had them where they didn't even look in the box. And I'm like, this is like a few $100 item. You didn't even look in the box. And they're like, all right, cool. And I'm like, you just got like a 1 or 2 year old, piece of hardware, and you just, like Best Buy, a bunch of idiots. So hopefully that doesn't encourage people to go do that anymore. But I mean, Jesus, those guys are literally know nothing. Like Best Buy, it's a wonder they haven't gone out of business.
It's coming.
But here's one of the funniest things too. And then one time, so I bought a game, an actual like PC game, and then realized I was like, oh, it actually didn't work or something like that. So I went back into Best Buy and I was like, hey, it's not working. Can I return this? And they go, no, you can't return it. It's opened. And I was like, oh, okay. So what are my options here? Cause I'd like to and this is back before you could download them. It was all CD and DVD. Mm-hmm. And they go, well, you can exchange it for a new one. I was like, oh, well, let me do that. So I literally, I shit you not. I walk over, get the new one, come back to the counter, exchange it. And then I say, I would like to return this copy of this game. And he goes, oh, because it's not open. So he's like, I just found the biggest loophole in their system. You can't return an open game, but you can exchange it for a new one. So then you just return that. Like, I got my money back. I'm like, these guys, like, they literally have no idea of how business works or something. Like, I don't get it. They're just not smart. So anyway,
Best Buy's return policy.
Yeah. In 5 minutes. I mean, this isn't rocket science here, but yeah, it's just amazing how these guys, I don't know how they're business, but anyway, so I got like a $1,300 video card that I guarantee you, I could probably take my old video card, throw in this box, take it back and get a free video card. Yeah. But I'm not going to do that.
You should try it and report back to us. Days. All right. I'm going to plug some stuff here, and then we're going to get on to our guests. Okay. So richdickman.com. richdickman.com for all your Rich Dickman needs. Check it out. Click the merch tab, buy a shirt. Like Ray said earlier, that Eat the Rich shirt is going like hotcakes. So please step up with election year. Protest capitalism by using capitalism. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's right. Yeah. Call our voicemail line. It's the Dickman line, 860-316-4776. If you'd like to leave a comment or a dick of the week or whatever it is, tell me how terrible I am and how awesome Ray is or vice versa. We don't care. Call the voicemail. That's fine. You can find us on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. And you can email us, richdickmanshow@gmail.com. We are the Rich Dickman Show, committed to bring you the most quality nonsense on the internet. Every week. 89 episodes of this nonsense, right?
And we succeed.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we succeed.
Yeah, last week we did. Last week was a good one. All right. And with our first guest of the night, it is the lovely, the beautiful Jessica Lust. Jessica, hi. How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, hello. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. We are happy to have you and whatever guest we can get. So no, that's just a joke. I'm a little...
You're not picking anyone, right?
Yeah. You have to, I need the warm up time here, like I said before. So it just takes all right, Jessica. We can jump right into it. Personally, okay. I'm a fan, so forgive me if I get a little creepy. I don't mean to. I'm just, get a little overexcited here. And Ray, you're
a fan of BBW porn. Is that what you're saying?
And of you as well. Yes, I am. And I see in your Twitter profile that you have been nominated for an AVN Award this year. Is that correct?
Actually, that was last year.
That was last year. Okay, I saw 2020 in there. Okay, because I saw the 2020. Yeah. And I'm looking down this list of nominees because I was doing my research last night because I wanted to.
You're like, you're not nominated this year.
I said, there's a lot of categories. And I'm looking, so I was going to ask you, okay, so what were you nominated for last year?
You mean the BBW award show one?
Okay, is that a different one now? Because there's so many award shows going on.
AVN,
I get confused.
I was nominated for an AVN last year. And then BBW Awards have its own little thing. And yes, I'm nominated Best MILF, I believe.
Ooh, Best MILF. That's pretty, I think that's an honor.
I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to last year real quick. What were you nominated for last year for the AVN Awards?
Best niche performer, the one where they stick all the eyeballs. Yeah. I mean, it's great. There's that whole like, oh my gosh, BBWs don't have a category, blah, blah. I'm just happy to be there. And so niche is the category that all the extra people that don't quite fit in the round hole, so to speak.
So I have a little issue with that now, okay? And forgive me. And I'm going to try to word myself here carefully because I don't want to come across as, being unappreciative of anybody in the porn industry. But,
Sure.
So you would know this better than Ray, but Naughty America is now doing stuff with BBWs, and Brazzers is doing, like, Brazzers has seen with Sophia Rose,
Right.
Carla Lane was doing Naughty America, and it's becoming more mainstream. I talked to Swiney a few weeks ago. Yeah, forgive me, Ray, but this is important to me.
I love it. I love it.
All right. So the AVN Awards has a whole transgender category, which is great, okay? Because, that's amazing. But where is the AVN BBW category? And I feel the BBW has been around a lot longer than the transgender, cause, don't get me wrong, we've had transgender performers for a while now, but it's now, between the last 2 years, I would say it's kind of exploded into its own thing.
Right. Okay. I'll choose my words carefully as well.
Yeah.
I purposefully don't put my 2 cents in too much on those kind of things, just because I like to be happy and be nice to everyone. And, I don't like conflict.
Of course.
But my opinion, so transgendered, that is its own individual. I mean, that's something that good for them. They've had so much trouble being accepted in general, not just in porn, just in general. Right. And of course, it's always good to be PC in the award industry. You got to make sure everybody gets their category. And I just think that maybe some people are more out about loving their transgendered porn more so than they are out about loving their fat girl porn.
Okay.
And again, I'm kind of on the fence about so many things as far as award shows, and I'm a little older. I think it's great that I was nominated. I mean, I was ecstatic that I was nominated. I'm just never even imagined. I didn't get into this for that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I just, just be gracious and say thank you. And maybe one day things will come back around and it will be back on the menu as far as an individual award. But there's so many things that go into that as far as like shooting for professional companies. I shoot professional companies a handful of time a year, because that's just, I mean, of course, Reality Kings and Brazzers, everybody, put their hand in Penthouse, Shape of Beauty, everyone has their hand in it right now, but it's quite popular, positive body image. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to love your curves. So we'll see about in a year or two if they're still shooting BBWs. But it is a business.
I don't see a situation where they're not shooting that in a couple of years. And here's what I'm thinking. The only reason that there's not necessarily as much celebration of BBW in an awards aspect is because, like, if I'm just browsing, right, I just start searching for stuff, I can come across BBW without searching for it. But it's like pretty frequently. Like, it just will show up, whatever, whereas transgender, if we're getting specific on that as a category, is very specific. Like you're looking at that for, it's pretty obvious why you're looking at that, because that's what you're into, that. Whereas, does that make sense? Like one is just more, general, you can find it all over the place without specifically looking for it. Whereas, transgender is its own category, like, and there's not really much crossover in anything else, sort of. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But I don't know how you feel about that.
What you're saying, Ray, Jessica. I think, is that, what I think you're saying is that, the BBW is more of is a general thing, whereas transgender is more niche or more specific, and you have to go out of your way to find it. But I don't even think that's the case these days. But, it's weird that we're talking that political aspect here when it comes to, the adult film awards. But, Jessica, I finally found the MILF of the Year category here, and you've got some stiff competition. Also in that category is Peaches LaRue, and I didn't know she was still performing. That blows my mind. Is she still performing, or do you know anything about that?
The thing that stands out on the BBW award show is it's all fan nominated.
Oh, okay.
So, she has fans out there that are rooting for her. I mean, I don't actually know, maybe she's camming, maybe she's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea, actually.
It fell off the map. I mean, last time. All right. I'm going to get all nerdy, inside baseball on BBW adult films. Okay. So, Jessica.
She hasn't performed from 1996, yes?
Yeah. My last recollection of seeing her on screen was 2007, featuring co-star, I don't know the name. So how long have you been in the industry, so to speak? How long have you been at the craft?
Well, I started camming in late 2011. Okay. And I did that for a long while, and I started doing my, people were asking for custom videos and things. So this was before mini vids and all of that good stuff. And clips for sale was around, of course. But I am a very sexual, kinky kind of person, and it was a wonderful outlet. I loved it. Then I realized I could get paid to do it. And however long ago it was, Plumper Paths reached out and was like, "Hey, we see you. We would like to work with you." And I wasn't sure yet. And then in 2016, I decided to go to BBW Con, the last one that was here in Vegas, and met some people and thought, okay, this is what I want to do. And I didn't end up shooting Plumper Paths first. I shot with Rodney Moore first, actually. So he walked up to me at BBW Con, who's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Wow.
So,
Ray, do you see my notes? Can you see my notes? And can you see Rodney Moore's name in there? Because I totally wanted to ask about Rodney Moore.
Yeah.
Jessica, God,
that's where your mouse is.
Tell me about Rodney Moore. I came across Rodney Moore many years ago. When he published his very famous series I Swallow, 1 through 112 or whatever it is.
Right.
How is he to work with? Because he's kind of like I would almost say one of the innovators of the quote unquote gonzo porn genre,
Sure.
What's he like in real life? Is he a nice guy? Is he kind of you probably don't want to talk bad about him. I understand. So.
I don't have anything bad to say about Rodney Moore. He is amazing, actually. Yeah. He's such a unique individual. In some of my circles, we talk about the David Lynch of porn, very interesting and maybe a little bit more out there than everyone else, especially a while ago in his heyday.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
I know, right? Well, he's not even interested in that. And I think that is reflective of, hey, awards and everything. That's all about like, look at me. And that's just not, he has a ton of nominations and awards, I'm sure, for all kinds of things. But that's kind of how he is. He's kind of, not really worried about the rest of it. And I haven't shot with him in over a year. He's kind of slowing down. There's talk of, how much longer he's going to be doing it and that sort of thing. But as far as him, he's great. He's very unique, brilliant. You can tell he's very, 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 very smart. And he does music and he loves his cat. I don't know if you've seen any of his YouTube channels, but he makes music videos with his cat. And, but he that's where he started, was music. Yeah. He has like an award for something in the 70s that he created, produced. I don't know what the right word is, but he had something to do with it and won an award for it.
Ray, Google Rodney Moore so you'll understand where this next question has come from. Jessica,
I am looking at it, actually.
Okay. Yeah. When you get your first offer from Rodney Moore to come shoot with him, what's the thought? Listen, Rodney Moore makes me think that he's a great guy. I love what he does. He's very artistic, very bright, as everything you just said. But maybe he's not a Brad Pitt type, right? So I don't know that I'd be jumping off the couch to want to go work with him. But that's just me. I guess what I'm trying to say is when you decide to take that step and you decide to start shooting on film and in those very intimate encounters. When it's Rodney Moore asking you for your first time, what's the thought? Like the initial thought going through your head? Are you all in, or you're like, oh, wait a second, where are the abs?
Well, of course I was all in. You're talking to the wrong gal. I'm kind of partial to kind of antisocial on the outskirts of the party, geeky, not traditionally hunky kind of people. Those are the kind of boys I like.
Oh boy.
So I was like, oh, that's awesome. I mean, have you seen his cock? I mean, come on. I was excited. Look at the first cock I got to do on professional film. Look at it.
Yeah.
It was great.
I've seen lots of him, unfortunately. But no.
So no, I didn't think of it the same way you're mentioning. I was just excited because it wasn't going to be some random company that I didn't know. I mean, this was fucking Rodney Moore,
Rodney Moore, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was completely, now mind you, I was like, how old am I now? Okay. So like I'm 40 years old. So it wasn't like I'm thinking about, I mean, I was just excited people want to see me naked, as a chunky gal. So I was all in.
Okay. That's fair. That's awesome. And I think that, that highlights the differences between, the male brain and the female brain. And, I think that's fantastic. Now you do a thing, and I wanted to compliment you on this. With you wear a set of glasses, and you have your hair up in some of your scenes, and I dig the look. And so, do you get when coming up with a scene with whoever you're working with? Now, are the glasses? Are they part of the negotiation? Say, hey, we need you to wear your glasses for this scene, or do you need them all the time? Or
right. I was a very bad contact lens wearer when I was younger. And so I just can't wear contact lenses anymore. So when I first started, it was just, I have to have glasses. Otherwise I can't see, you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. But, then of course, when I started doing videos, I am all about that point of view blowjob thing, 'cause I love giving head. And so that's my favorite kind of video to make, is anything that has to do with me looking up at you with your cock in my mouth. And so then I realized that people like to come on glasses, and it was great because it wouldn't, I could still see afterwards. But to answer your question, really, it's, I have some companies some people that want me to wear my glasses specifically, like don't take them off. And then I have others that are like, it doesn't matter. 'Cause, thinking about wearing glasses, they fogs up when you get sweaty, and you got to make sure they stay on your face, and, those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a set of stunt glasses that you use for scenes, or are they your normal glasses?
Well, I learned really, really quickly that I needed a backup pair. So, currently at the moment, I have within reach like 5 pairs of glasses. So some of them are ones that I wear every day, some that I put on for camming, and some that I wear for scenes, so, that's how I pick my glasses. That's what I'm doing for the day.
All right. That's great. I myself am a contact lens wearer, and I wear glasses. Jessica, we have a lot in common, it seems, here. So this is,
really?
Yeah, we're vibing. This is nice. Okay. Yeah, here's another one. You have nipple piercings, and I did. Oh, you did. They're not there anymore.
No longer.
All right. So how old is my information? Did they just come out, or a few months?
No, it's been almost 2 years. You're a little,
really?
You're slacking.
I'm slacking. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so was there a reason that you took them out? Because I guess what I'm saying is that you don't see very many BBWs with nipple piercings. I don't come across many. Sure. That's why yours stood out to me. Did you take them out for personal preference, or was something else? Did you like them?
Well, okay. So I had a regular job through my 30s. And so if I didn't have that regular job and I started out like a smart girl in porn in the early age, I would have lots of tattoos and piercings, way more than I have, because I love that. But I actually had a fan pay for it a long, long time ago. They're like, oh my gosh, I love nipples pierced. So I went and did it because someone asked me to. I mean, they paid for it. You know what I mean? Like it was a whole thing. But, and I loved it because before I didn't have very much sensitivity in my nipples. And then all of a sudden, you know, they were pierced and I could like feel it. And, you know, there was interaction between my nipples and my vagina. How about that?
Yeah, so, that makes sense.
But to be very honest with you, it's not a very fun story, but, you know, I loved them. And one day, not that long, like, what was it, 2 years ago, I was walking around naked like I do usually, and I grazed against like the door frame of the bathroom, you know, just walking in and out, and it snagged one of my fucking nipples. Ow. And it hurt really bad, and it never really got better. So I took them out.
Okay.
That way, you know, I could just go re-pierce them, and then I just never did. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden I could wear like fishnet outfits without any problems. And because you take that for granted, you know, when you have your nipples pierced, you can't just wear a lot of fishnet stuff.
So I told you,
right? Or body stockings, I should say.
Yeah, nipple piercings are not as practical as you would normally think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's right. I lost my page here. Oh my gosh. No, see, I work off these two monitors. And I can never find my mouse. So
I'll just go straight to the real, the real dirty stuff. So so I've had someone, a buddy of mine, will text me and say stuff like, "Hey, I'm about to eat a whole ton of celery, so I can, you know, have a bigger load." Or hey, I'm drinking all this pineapple juice, so my cum tastes better for the ladies. Uh-huh. Now, being someone that's never tasted this stuff, I have my question for you is: you've said you enjoy giving head. Uh-huh. Have you ever had a guy's cum taste better or worse, and asked them if they did something to make it that way?
Okay, so I've never had someone's cum that I was like, "Oh wow, what did you just eat?" In a good way. Yeah. I've never done that because although I do love, I mean, I think spitters are quitters, so I'm all about cum and swallowing and tasting, but, I mean, it's cum. So, but on that same note, you can tell, however, if the young man has been drinking water or coffee or tea. So there is something there. I don't know about if pineapple juice or pineapples helps it taste better. I don't know, but I do know that when you don't drink enough water and you drink too much caffeine, that it does not always taste the best.
Interesting. I have a follow-up question then.
Oh, go ahead. I'll insult you after.
All right. So here's a very, very long, deep dive joke on this podcast. But have you ever had any penis or otherwise that is tasted like a Werther's hard candy?
Werther's like yes. That candy?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I have to say my pussy tastes like that.
What?
Wow. Smooth and creamy and delicious.
My
goodness. Okay.
That's
all right.
Awesome.
There you go.
No,
Ray.
I have not had any dick that tastes like that.
All right.
Well. Yeah. I think if you had a penis that tasted like butterscotch, that might be interesting. I see Ray's being he's kind of being a sneaky little asshole here, Jessica, and I apologize for him, but I had read that, the legend himself, Peter North, would eat like a whole stalk of celery, before going into a scene and the celery would help, increase, load volume, if you will. And also there was what the hell was her name? Kim Kelly, I think was her name. She was on Howard Stern back in the early 2000s, and her thing, she was a BBW performer, and she was going to lose weight by going on the quote unquote man juice diet. And she was advising everybody who was going to come and give her their offerings to drink pineapple juice, as it would then taste better. So that's
really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to have a follow up with her and see if it tasted different.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. I don't think she went through with it. But anyways, okay. So you mentioned a moment ago that you used to have a full-time job. So are you able to make a full-time wage on your many vids or OnlyFans and your scenes?
Yes, actually, well, yes, but my bread and butter is camming. I do. I may not be like on a actual cam site as much as I used to, but I've always treated camming. Once I realized that I could make money, I treated it like a job. And so I would spend X amount of time on cam every day. And by doing so back then, nowadays, I do a lot of Skypes. I do a lot of texting and phone and custom videos. That's what I do basically every day. So I do, of course, have a mini vids. I have my official website. I have an OnlyFans. I have an AVN Star or Star AVN or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. And those all, of course, all my different streams of revenue, but the icing on the cake is my camming and those fans. I make the most. And that's how I was able to be full time.
Okay. That's great. Now, is that what Night Flirt is? Because I see you on your Twitter that you're advertising your Night Flirt a lot, and I don't know what Night Flirt is.
Night Flirt is it seems like they've been around forever. Mm-hmm. But they are mostly a website where you can go, that you have a listing and guys can pick, they can, text you or phone call or call you on the phone. And then they have, which I'm going to assume, I have no facts at all, but I'm going to assume that instead of updating everything so you can live stream at Night Flirt, they just added an option to, I can Skype with someone. So they'll call me through Night Flirt and I turn on my Skype. And so Night Flirt is the one that handles all the payment and the connection. So it's all anonymous, of course. And so that's what Night Flirt is. It's kind of like, it's a website where it has different listings. You can put all the different sorting, your preferences and things.
Right.
And then it's also usually a little bit cheaper because the girl, when you're on a page, the whole listing page, as a model, you bid on placement.
Really?
And so if, let's say that I'm going to go on Night Flirt to do webcamming and I put my rate of, $6.99, everyone else is $2.99. I might maybe put my rates a little lower. So that in general is one of those, Night Flirt's a great thing because you can usually catch some girls with a little bit lower rates. It's usually something it's passive. You put in the background. That way you can have phone calls throughout the day. You know what I mean? It's not, you're just sitting on a website camming full time.
Right. Doesn't this sound a little like the World of Warcraft auction house when we used to play? It does. That you would go out and you'd start selling a bunch of stuff and then some idiot would come along and sell the same stuff but cheaper, causing you to cut your prices and your profit margin.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry, Jessica, we're a couple of nerds over here. We come from
it's like learn the market. Learn the market. You can't just drop your value that much.
It's all good.
So I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
Nope.
I was going to say there's probably a lot of crossover between the audience that's watching you, Jessica, and the World of Warcraft audience. Probably a lot of crossover.
Well, if you look through the Twitter feed, there's a lot of girls that do Twitch or whatever, do gaming stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes who just like looking at cleavage. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah. They'll sit and they will donate money to these girls who all they do is show their cleavage and play games, and it's fascinating.
It's mind blowing.
Well, isn't that what MFC is in Chatterbait?
Well, at least the lady is getting nude and performing for not just playing games.
Yeah, Twitch.
Sure, but just because you want to see us naked doesn't mean everybody wants to see us naked. There's a whole lot about, like, I can sit on cam sometimes and never take my clothes off, nor, like put something between my legs and make all of my goals that I set for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I respect
some people
that.
about like, yeah. So, come on, please. If you could get paid to doze at your desk, wouldn't you get paid to do that rather than working real hard?
I would love to get paid just to talk on the internet like I'm doing now, but we haven't, we're not hot, beautiful women.
So if I can sit and play a video game with a low cut blouse on, hell yeah.
No, I do not begrudge the performer one bit. Please, you take advantage every opportunity you can get in this world. So absolutely. Jessica, when you're taking bookings for somebody who wants to shoot with you, Does that come through? Are they emailing you and say, "Hey, we're from Plumper Pass and we'd like to offer you 2 scenes," or is it networking, or is somebody like getting a hold of? Kind of like this pod, we got a hold of you because Swiney said, "Hey, you should interview these girls," and then you liked the tweet.
It's a little bit of both. Whenever I mentioned when Clint reached out, when Plumber Pass reached out in the beginning, he just saw a new face on Twitter that he's like, okay, look, maybe she's, I don't know, maybe he thought I was cute. I don't know, but I was a new face, and he's like, hey, come on. So there's one way right there is literally, producers and such are looking for fresh talent online. And then there's also referrals, like you mentioned. I will say, I worked with so-and-so. This person's really great. You should look into that person, that kind of thing. And then there's a lot of, like word of mouth between models too. Usually, sometimes people aren't very nice, but usually, there's a lot of word of mouth through models as well.
Is the BBW community, are you tight knit? Or there's a lot of there's a lot of backstabbing, or is like a queen bee who's in charge of everything? Or what's that all about? You guys all friends?
Are we all friends? No. But yes, most everybody's friendly. But as within any clique, whether it's a BBW model clique or a tattooed mainstream model clique or whatever, we all have, come on. Okay. You know what? More than 3 girls can't be friends at once. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, because there's always going to be 2 against 1, it just never works. So, but overall, I joined the professional BBW world right in the kind of crazy things. And I was a little intimidated whenever I was looking at Twitter, and there was some models fighting very openly on Twitter. And so I was not really interested. And I muted a couple of people that I'm now close friends with. Yeah. But I was like, oh, wow, I can't listen to that person.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is there like a breakthrough performer who you look up to, or somebody who started doing more BBW work before anybody else did, that everyone kind of like, oh man, that's who I want to idolize or I want to be like?
You have Carla Lane, Sophia Rose, Bunny de la Cruz. They've been in the industry for a long time. I mean, you have Bunny, who was doing regular, straight up mainstream porn. There was no BBWs. You know what I mean? Like, they might have called her curvy or plump, but it was mostly about her big, juicy, delicious ass and thighs and tits. Yeah, so, she literally might be one of the handful of girls that did regular, straight up porn back in the day. Right. So she's always someone that you always want to, she's great. She's been in the industry a long time. Sophia, again, that's someone who's done so many things, so many different things. So those are usually the ones that, and Carla, of course, they're all kind of referred to as the OGs of the, and that are still active. Like you have, what is it, Samantha 38G or whatever her name is. I've never met her or interacted with her, but she's been around again, like Bunny was.
Yeah,
but
she always seemed
Sophia, Bunny, and
fans.
Carla are still actively shooting.
Yeah. Now, so back in when, if you go through the history of BBWs and porn, let's go back, in the 80s when they would put Ron Jeremy in there with a very supersized BBW, almost as a quote unquote. I mean this. I don't mean any disrespect by this, but they did it as a novelty. Let's see what Ron Jeremy can get hard for.
Sure.
And now it's evolved. It's a whole genre with beautiful women of all shapes and sizes, and it's fantastic. And personally, I'm glad we are where we are with it, because that sounds really weird. So, all right, Jessica, we got a couple things here that we can do, and it kind of depends on. You know what? Actually, let me ask you this question first, if you don't mind. Going back to the glasses thing, and I liked this came up. We had a couple of real life swingers on the podcast a couple times from the Priory Society podcast. Great people. Eros Nice is great guests. I loved having them on. But as it was revealed to me, is that the woman of the relationship, Isis, she enjoys watching the pop shot. She enjoys watching a man come. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing? Do you personally, or do women in general like enjoy watching a man come?
You know, I think that there are less women that enjoy a pop shot than there are men, but I know plenty of gals who do like it. But I do think overall women, there's less women. I love watching someone stroke their cock. It kind of goes hand in hand with a BJ though, you know, the oral thing. Yeah. But I like it when it's really like so close to popping, but not quite. Just that thick, throbby, purple yumminess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. You know, there's various stages of that too.
Admittedly, my sample size is small, but every woman I've asked that question to has answered in the positive that yes, they love watching the cum shot. So I don't know.
Well,
Ray,
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, man. Small sample size and all.
It's on the internet. This podcast on the internet. It's true.
Now, the sample size you're talking about, are you talking about the gals you've asked here or in your regular day-to-day life?
On the streets
Both.
All day, every day.
Yeah, I kind of I approach strange women and I say, hey, do you like watching a guy come?
Hey, you.
And I've been in jail twice, but what do you
like? Well, that's probably what's happening is they're just trying to get you away from them. They're like, yeah, go away. Yeah.
Go away.
Stop talking to me.
Now, do you have anything coming up? Like, are you shooting for any companies anytime soon that we can look forward to? Or have you and they're just waiting to release it?
Do you got shit going on lately? No, actually. Okay. No, I don't have anything at the moment scheduled. I usually head out to LA and shoot with like Jeff models every couple months. That's something I usually do still. You know, I have been focusing on my own websites lately. Mm-hmm. So like last year I arranged a shoot with Tommy Pistol. And so I'll do something like that again this year where I'll pick a big old male porn star and see if I can't get a scene worked out with them. Like I did with, like I said, with Tommy last year. It ended up being like 45 minutes. It was great. I fucking loved it. Yeah. But you know, kind of self-produced. Well, I didn't, but the people with me, you know, we did it. So, but
that's what I need, right?
So I'll probably do something like that again.
That's so Tommy Pistol. That's an awesome porn name. Let me ask you, what do you think of the name Rem Dickman as a porn name? You think that's a good porn name?
Okay, well, you know, it depends on what demographic you're going for.
Yeah. I mean,
whichever one pays the most.
Rem. I mean, I see you have an E in it, but you know, Rem, R-E-M is just like R-I-M.
Rem Dickman.
Dick.
So let me ask you, our boss, his name is Rich Dickman. I think that's a better porn name. Rich Dickman, like Rich Dickman.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Probably.
what I thought. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. So Ray, when Rich Dickman starts going into porn, we know that we're going to use his name.
At least Rich Dickman presents that, you know. Yeah. He presents
perfect.
Dickman.
So Jessica, we could do a couple things here and I'm going to let you pick. All right. This is what I kind of like to do this with, any porn star guest we have. We do a little bit of improv and the goal here is that, you get that one line where the guy is just dropping his pants and you guys are banging. You know, like a pizza man comes to the door and the woman who answers she doesn't want pizza. She kind of wants the dick. You know, that's, you know, it's dumb, but we have fun doing it because I like I like improv. Okay. Improv is great. Or we have a segment that we do. It's called Dick of the Week where our listeners will submit, nominations for Dick of the Week, meaning somebody who did something stupid or basically somebody who did something stupid. Like this one guy called in with Dick of the Week because, he was at a buffet and the person in front of him used the same spoon in all the different buffet items, which you shouldn't do, right? So that guy was the Dick of the Week. So I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to do, try some improv game, or do you want to do our Dick of the Week segment?
Oh, there's so much pressure. Well, you know, there's the Dick of the Week thing. That's lame. Like that's not very bad. Mm-hmm. Or is it just is my gauge wrong? I'm like, better than sneezing on all of it. I don't know. we can just do improv. You know, I should be good at this, right? I mean, the pornographic pizza delivery guy.
Right, so we've got 3 scenarios here. Each one is more difficult. And the goal here is that, Ray, if you want to act as one of these people, you can, but, usually it's me. Is that your goal is to get me to say yes to sex as quickly as possible. Not that you and I are going to have sex, but, we're acting. We're acting, okay?
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
So it's kind of like when you're on set and you say, hey, you got to do a little bit of dialogue before you get to all your clothes off. All right. So.
Okay.
Our first scene here is that you have just ordered a pizza, and I am showing up to your apartment with the pizza, but you don't want the pizza. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I will knock on the door, and here we go. Hello, I'm Pizza Man.
Oh, well, hello, man. Pizza Man. What? Oh, goodness. You look cold. You should just come right in. Come on in. Come on in.
Oh, sure.
Right
Thank you. It is cold
the
out
dog's
there.
let's shut the door. Come on over here. Yeah.
Whoa.
Right in
All right.
to my living room.
Man, it's 2020. Are you okay with this? Because all right. I have your sausage pizza here. It'll be $22.50.
Well, why don't you just set that right down and let me check out this sausage before I pay for it? I have to check it out first.
All right. Yeah. Here, you can just open up the. Oh, whoa! What are you doing?
Yeah. No, the other sausage.
Yeah. Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah. Did you want your tip now or?
I think. Let me call my boss.
Tip right.
First.
You take it and put it in my tip in my mouth. Insert now.
Here.
See, I didn't
there
even
we go.
ask.
Yep. Wow. Okay. Boom. Yeah. Perfect. That was good, Jessica. Very good. We got right to the point. I like it. Okay. All right. The second one.
No asking.
The second one is that, now remember, everybody's of legal age here, okay? But, you got a bad grade in college, okay? So we're not going to be creepy here. And, I am the dean of students, and we need to talk about your academic performance, okay? All right.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to knock on the door this time. I have to invite you in.
Knock.
Okay.
Dear Dean, may I come in?
Come in. Oh. Let me set my books down here. Hey, Jessica, I'm glad you made it. Have a seat here.
Oh, thank you for seeing me. I know it's late and you're headed home.
No, it's my pleasure. My students' health and my students are important to me. And basically, Jessica, what I need to say to you is that the report you turned in your psychology class, I'm sorry, but it is not up to our standards. And either you're going to have to redo it. Well, I
have to interrupt you here, sir. I came from. I'm like the first person in my family's to ever go to college. And so the fact that I got this far is just amazing. And
congratulations.
What I used to have to do to be able to, get to school every day. Can I share with you the stories that I had to live through in order to get to school every day?
I mean, I do have an appointment in 10 minutes, so if you can.
I can make it real. I'm real good at this. I can just, I'm just going to, I had to take gentlemen like yourself right here in the desk as I sit on top of it and cross my leg extra with the no panties on.
I'm going to have to look the other way. This is seemingly inappropriate.
Yeah, no, let me just sit right here in front of your desk and I can just tuck in here. And look, I can scoop the desk in. And then I can just suck your cock while you have your next meeting.
Whoa, wait a second. Okay, so.
Don't worry about me.
No, what? That paper? Don't worry about it. Let's just finish up. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
There you go. I love your aggressive attitude, Jessica. This is great. Okay. So we have one more to do. Okay. And, this will be the most difficult of them all. Well, let's see if you can do it. Okay. You up for the challenge?
I am. I accept.
Okay. I'm going to be knocking on your door. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Rich, and I represent the Trump re-election campaign, Trump 2020, Keep America Great. I was wondering if we could talk into...
You know what? Come on in. I have been waiting for you. Come on in. I am so excited to show you my feelings about Trump.
Okay, yes, all right. So we all love Trump. We know this. And so can we count on your vote and your support in 2020?
So I want to show you how much I love Trump. This is what I want Trump to do, is to suck a fat cock. And then I just take your pants off.
Wow. Okay. You even went through with it. Fantastic. All right. Last time we did that one, we had an immediate no. So.
Well, I mean, okay. See, I have to. I'm a little bit. Have a little bit of a upper hand on this. I can't even think of the words, but if you walked into a gal's house and you're like, "Hey, I want you to talk about who I'm voting for," blah blah blah, and she just started sucking your dick, what are you going to do? Are you going to stop her?
I'm going to stop talking about Trump. That's for sure.
Right. So, you said I was being aggressive. Nah, I mean, just stop talking. Let me have your dick in my mouth. And not a single man. Okay. Maybe not every single, but 9 out of 10 are going to be okay with it. And then question it after it's all done.
Yeah. These two certainly would be. So cheers to you. Thank you very much. All right. Any nightmares on set? Like, do you have any, like a favorite nightmare scenario, that happened one time that you care to share with us?
A nightmare on set. I don't know if it's a nightmare, but there was this one time that I did like an oily bikini scene. And I was okay. So you're familiar with Christian XXX, Pure BBW, right?
I am. Swiney hates him. It's funny.
Yes. I'm sure he went on record saying that. Swiney hates everybody. Come on, except for me and you, apparently.
Yeah.
So either way, so we did the, not every, but most porn, you do all the pretty girls and all the stuff beforehand, and with an oily bathing suit, bikini shoot, I mean, you got to get all oily to take the pictures, right? Well, Christian has like his signature moves that every single video has in them. And it's always the same order and everything. Love you, Christian. And so either way, there's cowgirl positions. Okay. And Christian is quite athletic and he's able to bounce you up and down and you don't really have to like do anything. It's all him. Yeah. And but try staying on top when you have a big ass and thick thighs and slippery belly and hands. Try to stay on top riding reverse cowgirl when you're all oily.
You didn't break
so
his
that
dick,
was what's that?
You didn't break his penis, did you?
No, God, no.
Okay.
No. But it was real hard. Thank goodness he has the size he did, because otherwise I would have never stayed on. At least there was somewhere to hold on to.
Yep.
But I think that's really, I can't really say there's been any nightmares on set. That's the worst. That was really terrible just because, there was this one time when I wasn't feeling very good too. Snot and snivelly, sneezing is not good on the porn set. Just saying.
No.
that was just all. That was bad too. But I'm happy to say that's the only two things that's ever gone poorly.
Well, that's good because I've heard stories of using the wrong. How do you put this? What did Bella say? Ray, she used the enema as it was instead of just filling it with water and.
Yeah, Bella Bins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our interview with Bella that famously didn't make it to air.
It was way too steamy. It was
way
too hot.
That's funny. You know what? Okay, I have to tell a story.
Okay, good.
Poor Bella. So you lost everything. Okay, so you guys chatted and whatever, and there's no proof, right?
It was too hot for air, Jessica. Our lawyers got involved and said we couldn't air it. That's the official story.
We'd get shut down by
you're sticking to it,
Well,
you know who?
Definitely not. Nope.
Definitely not. Mo, like Carla Lane and Mo Reese.
Yeah,
Average Joe Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a podcast too. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there was some frisky action, like smoking hot footage for Snapchat between he and Bella and Carla Lane.
Wow.
And yes, and he was so, I don't know, tired, intoxicated, or whatever. He was like, "No, I never did that with you. What are you talking about? I think I'd remember if you sucked my cock, blah, blah, blah." Yeah, well, she had the footage still. And so poor Bella, she's getting deleted and forgotten about and I like Bella. I think you need to redo that show. You need to have a redo.
Yes, we will. We tried setting up a second interview with Bella, but she was on set and she was running late and she never made it for that one. And we haven't been able to connect since. So we're hoping, in the next few weeks we can do that one again. Yeah, Bella was wonderful. I love talking to her.
She's a sweet gal.
Great.
Yeah. And she had Lady Lynn with her too, which was interesting too. So, this is,
she's I like her too. I don't see them enough. I haven't seen Lady Lynn in a while, and I don't see Bella enough. I'd like to see them. Hopefully they'll be around.
You're in Vegas, is that correct? Or in the area? Yeah, okay. It was Bella. She's in California, right? So right next door. But all right. So finally,
you think I'd see her more, but I don't.
No, I understand. You get busy.
Do you know I haven't shot a regular scene with her. I've shot fetish stuff with her, but I've never shot a sexy scene with her that didn't involve some fetish.
Ray, we got to talk to Rich Stickman about producing adult films, and we could set that one up.
I think
Jessica, we have a research intern. Our research intern named Hot Drummer News Babe, and she has a couple questions here, if you don't mind. The first one is: Has porn been empowering for you, or were you always pretty confident in your sexuality?
No, I thought I was confident in my sexuality until I started camming and being naked in front of people. I never realized how much I tried to hide my body. And so, the answer is yes. It was very empowering. It's it was great for my ego, and my self-confidence, I should say. Well, it's bad for my ego maybe, but, it was great for my self-confidence. And, I think that it may not be the same for everyone, but if you can, stop body shaming yourself long enough to accept the compliments that you get whenever you're naked, it's great.
See, I try to stop body shaming myself all the time, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, God, that's just terrible. But something we discovered when we interviewed Bella, and unfortunately it didn't make it to air because it was too hot to air, is that there was a lot of parallels between her porn career and my previous podcasting career. You don't know anything about me, and that's fine, but I've been doing this since 2012, and there were a lot of similarities between her getting into porn and me getting into podcasting, and it's hard to explain now because, I forget, but the ego part is that, you always have this in the back of your head, say, hey, I can do this. I can be creative, but you never have that. You don't have the opportunity to show it. So when you can sit in front of a stupid microphone in my basement, in front of my stupid television, that's my monitor, and I can make some people laugh, all of a sudden, hey, wow, I feel pretty good about myself. So I get it. You need that extra step, that extra validation, whatever it is, to feel empowered or creative or whatever you have. Jessica, you have been a wonderful guest. Thank you so much for coming on. I don't mean to rush you off, but we have another appointment coming up very soon. But we would love to have you back someday if you're up for it. Can you please tell my audience about all the stuff, all the sites, everywhere we can find you, and we can admire your beauty. There. How's that, Ray? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get my pencil out. I'm ready.
I have several places people can track me down. My social media Twitter is Jessica Lust, the number 4 YOU. So Jessica Lust for you. And that's also my official website, jessicalustforyou.com. I have an OnlyFans, which is onlyfans.com/Jessica Lust for you. I try to make it all the same because that way, whenever you're tugging on your dick, you don't have to think too hard. So most everything is Jessica Lust, the number 4 and YOU, jessicalustforyou.com.
Oh, that's fair. It's nice and easy.
Find me, and I also have an Instagram and so Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans. I have a mini vids and a clips for sale. Both of them say Jessica Lust. But yeah, there's, nowadays there's so many links, all of them. Yeah.
All you got to do is do a Google search and everything just pops up, right? Yeah. And sometimes it's weird.
Yes,
what you find.
That is very true. Yeah.
That Google, man. I Googled my name once.
And you will find me.
I Googled my name once, Jessica, and it turns out that a gentleman with the same name as me burned a whole bunch of buses in the town I live in now. And it was such
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm totally serious. My old co-host was a lawyer. He's no longer with us. He joined ISIS and went to fight in the Middle East. But, that's the lore. He was in his law school. He actually read about that case, and it was just a weird little thing. So yeah, Googling your name is always fun. Yeah. Inside Edition called me when I was like 14 years old about it, thinking I was the person who did it. You know, it was good times. Yeah. I want to keep you forever, Jessica, but I know I can't. Because I think you're rad, and I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for giving us your time, yes, and I hope you have a wonderful time at the AVN Awards. And if you see Swiney, say hi for us.
I will. You don't come out here and go to the AVNs?
No, we just started getting into the interviewing of the adult film stars, so we're not at the level where we get invited to stuff yet. So maybe one day. Yeah. Maybe
maybe one day.
That's our goal.
We'll spread our names around. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was great.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Anytime. All right. All right, Ray. That was amazing. And
yes,
I am very confident we'll be able to publish this one. So while we're waiting for our next guest, Ray, our next guest being Sarah Starr, well, I got to play this voicemail for you, okay? And this is part of Dick of the Week, and Hot Drummer News Babe does have a voicemail she sent us. But let's start Dick of the Week here, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce this week's finalists for Dick of the Week. And here is our first nominee.
Hi, Rem. Fuck you, Ray. Randy here. Just calling in with a little Dick of the Week nomination. I got to provide some context, so just bear with me. So about 3 months ago, our department, Business Controls, was moved into a single office, and where there's 4 people, my boss and the 2 ladies in workforce, one of whom is named Robin. So over this time, since we've been in an office together, we've kind of talked a lot more and got to know Robin better. And she's asked me for some help with setting boundaries. And I explained in order to help, I just have to show you, which takes time. So circle back to Monday. I come in after listening to the Rich Dickman show and say, hey, Robin, I found your calling. This guy, Isaac, was on the Rich Dickman show along with BBW porn star Lisa May, and they're starting Isaac's Dick Pic podcast. And I think you would be a great judge. So all you got to do is get a dick pic and call in an audition to the Rich Dickman show. And she laughed about it and said, I would love to do that. So outside of that, I had been bumming cigarettes off of Robin for 2.5 weeks. Every time she went out to smoke, I'd go out with her and smoke cigarettes. Now, I don't smoke, and I barely even hit the things, but I was trying to teach her a lesson. So today, she finally said, look, you're going to have to either buy me a pack of cigarettes or buy your own. And I said, finally, you have learned how to set boundaries. And she got pissed off now. And so now she won't call in our audition for Isaac's Dick Pic podcast featuring Alicia May, which makes Big Bitchy Titties Robin my nomination for Dick of the Week. Thanks, boys, except for Ray. Fuck you, Ray. I'm mad at you. You know what you did.
Wow. What did you do? Ray?
What did I do? I don't know.
Yeah, what'd you do? He said, fuck you, Ray. You know what you did. What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Oh, all right, man. Then there you go. All right. So we have Robin for not submitting submissions to Isaac and Elisa May's Dick Pic podcast. I didn't know that was happening, but we should actually make that happen. We should make that happen, Ray. We should produce that podcast. Like you and I, we should get Isaac on. I'll record the whole freaking thing. I'll take care of everything Elisa May needs taken care of. I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any flaws in this plan.
None whatsoever. This is a great idea. Probably the best idea. Okay.
I think we'll be at the AVNs next year.
Yeah, maybe. You know, that was nice of Jessica to ask us if we were going. She doesn't know how big of losers that we really are. We got to pretend for a little while. Okay, here's our next submission for Dick of the Week.
Hey everybody, it's Mars, and I have a late in the day Dick of the Week submission. I forgot today was Thursday, so here we are at 7:30 at night. Okay, so and I think we could all relate to this woman's plight, at least in some way. But rules, boundaries, limitations, as Cesar Milan says. So here we go. A woman angry about long lines at the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission smashed computer equipment, assaulted staffers, and kicked police officers as they tried to arrest her, according to authorities. Shauna Joseph, 28, of Jersey City, was told to leave the office in Bayonne around 2 p.m. after she became irate over the length of the line of customers, according to authorities. She then returned about 2 hours later and caused another disturbance. When she was confronted during the second visit, Joseph pushed the office manager and began breaking computer equipment, according to authorities, eventually causing $23,000 in damage. The manager and a security guard struggled to remove Joseph from the office, and she repeatedly punched both of them, authorities said. Sorry, it's not funny, but police soon arrived in, as they and the security guard tried to restrain Joseph, she repeatedly kicked the officers while they attempted to handcuff her, according to authorities. And here's the kicker. Joseph was later found to have a PCP-laced marijuana cigarette in her possession, authorities said. She was charged with criminal mischief. That's a great charge, by the way. Drug possession, aggravated assault, and hindering apprehension. The office manager suffered an undisclosed injury and was treated at a hospital, authorities said. So, we can play these things out in our mind when we're pissed off at the DMV, but if you have a PCP joint on your person, simmer down and count to 10. Anywho, have a good rest of the night. Bye.
At the Google Translate, it says, simmer down, count to 10, and you have a good birthday. I don't know why I touched that. Okay.
The Google Translate's the best.
Yeah. So we've got Randy's nomination of Robin for not knowing boundaries and then setting boundaries, but then screwing up Isaac and Lisa May's new podcast upcoming. And we have this woman. What was her name again? Shauna Joseph of Jersey City, smoking a PCP marijuana cigarette and giving everybody a hard time at the DMV. Ray, do you have any nominations for Dick of the Week this week?
Not any personal ones, no. But there's those other. We got all those other articles, but other than that,
let's see here. What do we got? Ooh, wait a second. Some of these need to be deleted, Ray. Let's see. We have what's the headline here?
Yeah.
From CNN.com. My God, Ray, we don't use CNN here. Okay. We don't use CNN, please. All right. The mystery of the missing police station donation toys has been solved. The thief is very cute. That's the headline. By Madeline Holcomb of CNN, December 20th, 2019. A Massachusetts police department has a thief in its midst. Officers with the Franklin Police Department had worked diligently to collect toys for needy children this holiday season, but noticed that some of those toys were disappearing, according to CNN affiliate WFXT. Fortunately, the culprit was caught in the act and on camera. It was their own therapy dog, Ben Franklin. When Ben saw the toys, he thought they all belonged to him, Deputy Chief James Mill told the station. Ben tried to outrun officers when they caught him carrying a baby doll in its carrier by the handle, but he ended up just leading them back to the stash of goodies by his bed under a desk. Police were unable to recover the toys from Ben due to an excess of slobber. Officers have instead replaced the stolen toys, the station reported. He will likely not face charges, the station said, but he has been banned from the toy room. Lucky for Ben, he has friends on the inside. He has run of the station, and it's amazing. He's like one of those friends who always shows up at a party that everybody loves, Mill told the station. So even if you're having a terrible day, if Ben walks in, seriously, it's like a ray of sunshine.
Oh.
So the Dick of the Week here is the asshole who wrote this article, Madeline Holcomb. Because Jesus Christ, like, what are we doing? This is
This slow news week, slow news day. This is why we don't use CNN.
Yeah, this is why. So maybe the Dick of the Week is you. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, when you said some of these should have been deleted, I think this one got put in there around the holidays and we just haven't got to it till now. So it might have been a little more interesting during the holidays, right at Christmas time. Like it might have made a little more sense, but now it's just pointless.
Yeah. So let's see here. We have another one here. I think we've done all of these. Small. Oh, what's this one? Okay. All right. Our final submission tonight. Hold on, let me check my DMs first, see if Sarah's replied yet. Nope. I hope we don't get ghosted. That would be embarrassing. We've been promoting this for a while. I could have kept Jessica longer. I'm gonna be mad. All right, from FoxNews.com, a small Canadian island irate that Americans keep opening their mail. And this is by Benson Cook of Fox News. The population of a tiny Canadian island off the coast of Maine is demanding their government start a year-round ferry service or build a new bridge to the mainland to keep American customs officials from opening what they say is nearly every piece of mail they've been getting for over a year. Campobello Island sits in the Bay of Fundy off the coast of the province of New Brunswick, but the only way to easily access the island outside of summer months is via Maine. This means mail headed to the island residents from other parts of Canada must leave the country and drive for nearly an hour in a sealed truck through the state before it returns to its final destination back in Canada. This was rarely, those R's will drive me fucking crazy. This was rarely too much of an issue for the island's nearly 800 residents. Many of them cross the border each and every day to go to work in mainland New Brunswick, or even in Maine itself. Former U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt even used to vacation on the island. Everything changed, though, once Canada's government legalized recreational cannabis just over a year ago. What? Since then, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers have stopped nearly every truck carrying mail bound for Campobello Island as it crosses the border into Maine and opened most packages and many letters headed for the island's residents. The officers are searching for marijuana ordered from the province's government-run online store since the product is illegal in Maine. It's not illegal in Maine. It's legal in Maine. What are we talking about? That's weird. Because Maine is a legal state, but they don't sell it or anything. That's, Okay. All right. So what's happening here is that, recreational cannabis, or otherwise known as marijuana, is legal throughout the country of Canada. And the only way for Campobello Island in Canada to get any of their mail is to go through Maine. So if they're shipping cannabis to Campobello Island, it's got to go through Maine, and the customs don't like shipping weed in the mail. That's what's going on here. They have every right to be pissed. Man, fuck Canada for being stupid. Can we talk about Canada for a second, Ray? Like Canada is heralded as this beacon of hope and light in the North American continent. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been to Montreal a couple times. Montreal is absolutely beautiful. It's clean. The food is amazing. It's a great city. Absolutely. But Canada itself is stupid. Okay. Canada, you think they're like America light? No, they're not. Their media, they have the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Okay. They censor all their shit. All right. You can't get like your own messages out there. Like there's no real freedom of speech up there on the CBC. Okay. Canada, what does Canada like give to the world? Have you ever eaten Canadian food, Ray? Where have you gone to get Canadian food?
They give politeness.
Yeah.
That's what they give.
They say, oh, you know what they say? Hey, pal. Hey, buddy.
Yep.
I'm sorry
nice day today,
that we don't have any food here in Canada, eh? Yeah.
Sorry, eh?
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. We don't have no Canadian food, eh?
Thanks.
Yeah, fuck Canada.
One time when I was in Toronto, we went to a restaurant up there and we were like, give us your best, like, Canadian meal. And they said, all right, we're going to make you the burger and fries. I was like, no, that's American. Like, what do you, it just proves like they don't have anything. What's the best thing that's come out of their, donuts?
Nothing.
No, they didn't.
No. They had Tim Hortons for 20 minutes and all Tim Hortons went out of business. Yeah. And the only good food I had in Montreal was French food because there's no such thing as Canadian food.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess Canada's got weed legalized, which apparently, other people we know would like a lot. So that's good. It's good for them. All right. So here, what do we got? What do we got here? We have Robin for being an asshole to Randy. We have you. Apparently you did something to Randy. I don't know what it is. Randy, you gotta follow up with that, buddy. We have, Shannon Joseph for being an asshole at the DMV and smoking, PCP laced marijuana cigarettes. We have, the asshole dog who stole all the toys at the police department. We have CNN for writing the article.
Put that dog down.
And we have Canada for opening their residence. Canada for forcing America to open the Canadian residence mail.
They're worse. That law is like worse than everything in California, and that's saying something. Like, come on, Canada, get your shit together.
That's really close, man. All right, what do you think? Who do you think is Dick of the Week? You have any thoughts here?
I almost want to say Canada there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's pick Canada.
After much deliberation, the incredibly handsome expert judges have come to the consensus that this week's Dick of the Week award goes to
Shannon Joseph. Ray, I would love to agree with you because I hate Canada. Okay. But, two reasons here is that Hot Drummer News Babe doesn't get many wins because she's always competing against Svensson, and Svensson finds the most outrageous fuckers in the world. Okay. Also, assholes at the DMV, they need to be put in their place. And I think by finally nominating one, finally awarding one Dick of the Week.
Yeah.
We can send the message across the country. Don't be an asshole at the DMV. Right? Because this is a far-reaching podcast, a lot of influence.
Yes, that is correct. And so my take on this is, I'm absolutely with you that what I was gonna say is if we need to make it a consensus vote, like unanimous, then I will. You've swayed me enough. But if we didn't need to, then I would still kind of stick by my guns. I still think
you want to make a tie.
Yeah, we can do that. Code dicks, double dicks.
Double dicks of the week. Canada and Hot Drummer News Babes nominee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this friend in college that his name was Two Guns, or his nickname. And when people asked him why, he would say it's because he had two urethra. And then people would look at him weird. That was pretty, not true,
Jesus
but
Christ. Ray, get ready to read.
Hey folks, it's time for that wacky segment where we review porn. Because we have a psychopath listener.
Did you ever make Elisa's bumpers?
Of the adult film industry.
Not yet.
Who insists on sending us his ridiculous piles of trash. So without further ado, Mr. Porno Man's latest perversion.
Okay, so before you start reading this letter from Mr. Porno Man, I have to tell you, because Elisa May brought this up last week, that she was into like the cartoon porn, the anime porn, all right. So I have the link that Mr. Porno Man sent us, and on the side, it says, you have one job, impregnate her. And it is Elsa from Frozen. Fucking Elsa from Frozen. I'm just disgusted. Just disgusted. God damn it.
Just killed every vibe you had going.
Killed everything, every good feeling I had from Jessica Lust earlier. All right. Yeah. Read the letter here.
Damn it, Elsa. From Mr. Pornman. Happy New Year, fellows. Everyone knows the saying, New Year, new me. I, on the other hand, am going to continue to be the same person. As evidence, here is a video I recently made where we have a couple French ladies on a yacht, which is subsequently overrun by pirates. And the pirates are there for one thing and one thing only. Booty. But before you go thinking this is a typical production, you'll be surprised to know that the pirates are teddy bears. Yes, these oversized fluffy teddies are DTF. Regards, Mr. Pornoman.
Okay.
Fuck are we about to watch?
Yeah, so I hit play. And
Pirate teddy bears?
A movie by Mr. Pornoman. And now we're on the ocean. Whoa, that is
so it's pirate teddy bears fucking French ladies on a yacht.
The location is the Deep Throat Sea.
Insane.
It's a beautiful location. And Mr. Porno, I already found one error. Okay, so there's some teddy bears, some very large teddy bears sitting on this boat.
Pirates on the Deep Throat Sea.
Oh, he's got narration. Oh, they're pirate teddy bears. He's got an eye patch. The teddy bear has an eye patch, an earring, and they have like skeleton, like Day of the Dead t-shirts on. And there's a couple of women who are tied up on the mast. Okay, all right. So this is. You got to get to the point, Mr. Pornoman. It's a very skinny women. It's not my cup of tea here, Mr. Pornoman. You should know better by now. But all right. She is looking longingly in the distance, wishing she had never been captured. This one has knees that look like boobies. That's odd. Nice set of lips, though. My gosh. I'm going to call them Martina and Navratilova. All right. Let me open up my Discord. Okay, so go ahead,
You have to
buddy.
fast forward to past like 5 minutes.
Past 5 minutes. Oh, Jesus. It's...
Anyway, somewhere.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to pause it because he has like a little bit of some writing here. 6 hours later. Oh, it's Anna and Malvina is Jesus Christ. I'm going to read this as it's written. Okay. 6 hours later. Anna and Malvina is hungry and are asking for food. Miguel and Carlos gave them an ultimatum. No sex, no food. Girls had no options but to agree, to do whatever they ask them to do. Now they are trying as hard as they can to satisfy and make them happy. Okay, so we have to go to 5 minutes. Wait a second.
At least somewhere past 5 minutes.
All right, so we're going to fast forward here. Mr. Portman, I can't deal with all this setup.
They're probably doing you gotta be...
Okay, so at 2:53, they start taking their clothes off. And there's the porn music. And might I say, for skinny girls, there is some nice bottom going on. Yeah. I wish we had Jessica Lust with us still to talk about this. God damn it, Rem.
No.
Fucking idiot. Okay, so now they're dancing and stripping for the teddy bears. Let's move a little forward here. We're going to go to 5:33. Now they are... Well, there's a whole lot of asshole right there. They are on top of these teddy bears, kissing these big fuzzy faces, and one of them has an erection. Oh my god, that is odd. I did not know teddy bears could get erections. Okay. And, okay, she's got hands full. So wait a second. Hold on. We've got teddy bears with human peni. Is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. One's white and one's black.
I'm going to fast forward a little further. Let's go to 7:30. Oh my god. The teddy bears have actual human peni and they are getting fellatioed. Is that the proper terminology? Wow, that is
yes.
You know, that's what I wanted to ask Jessica. It's like, how does it feel like when you're all bent over and your whole like asshole and everything is... Wait, is that a dildo or is that a real penis?
You know what's crazy is that one of those dicks is white and one of them's black, but they are exactly the same size.
And the teddy bears are the same color.
Yeah.
Racism doesn't exist in teddy bear land.
No.
Wait a second.
It doesn't.
I'm going to fast forward to 11:24. We have penetration. Wait a second, Mr. Porno Man. Wait a second. Hold on. I can't abide by all that moaning. Ray, I have a feeling here these teddy bears aren't like real teddy bears. I think they installed like sex toys, dildos, if you will.
In the teddy bears?
In the teddy bears, yeah.
Those aren't factory teddy bears.
Yeah. Because the teddy bears aren't moving. The teddy bears are just laying there. This is...
Have you ever seen those videos where like the older brother or dad or whoever gets in one of these big teddy bear outfit things? They're like the stuffed animal, but they get inside of it. And then the little kid like walks in the room and then the person inside of it moves and it just freaks the kids out. Like,
that's not what we're watching though. These two women are having...
But that's what I thought was going to happen. Like I thought there was going to be somebody inside of the teddy bears. There's nobody inside the teddy bears. They're not even like stuffed all the way. They're like half stuffed teddy bears.
If these things,
they fuck the stuffing out of them.
If there's a pop shot, I'm going to freak out.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Let's see. I'm at 1935. This looks like a nice place to have some.
Imagine if someone said that to you. If a beautiful lady's riding you and she says, "I'm going to fuck the stuffing out of you."
Yeah.
It's
It's like if Jessica Lusk says, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck the stuffing out of you," I'm like, all right, rock and roll, let's do this. It's gonna be awesome. The woman has a scorpion tattooed on her back. But if somebody says I'm gonna fuck the stuffing out of you, and I'm actually a teddy bear with a dildo attached, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, Mr. Porno Man, you know what,
dude? Their penises are upside down.
Oh my god! And they switch places. Okay, we need to have.
What is happening? The penises are upside down. Oh my god.
Mr. Porno Man. All right, listen. I thought I set you straight a couple weeks ago. I guess I didn't. But you keep doing this shit. And I don't understand why. Mr. Porno Man, this is not porn. This is like fetish modeling or something. I don't know what this is. It's not porn. These are large teddy bears that you glued a black and a white dildo onto the crotch of these things and you dress them up. Like, I thought there was like somebody inside these costumes. We get some actual like fucking or something, but no. No, this is, that silicone penis from a couple weeks ago. That was like the worst thing I've ever seen. No, this is
that
now.
Was so bad.
This is boring, uninspired, and lazy. It's like Mr. Porno Man went on vacation and it's like, oh shit, I gotta shoot some porn, and just grabbed some teddy bears and threw them on the deck of his boat, and then hired some island locals. Like, how much did you pay these girls? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for them. Like, what are they getting out of this? Oh man,
they look like a bunch of idiots. They somehow succumbed to 2 fake teddy bears with dildos.
Well, how stupid are they to think that they were going to get something out of this, right? Like, Christ, you better have paid them a lot of money, Mr. Porno Man. Get your shit together.
I hope so.
Get your shit together.
Where does this stuff even come from? Who makes this? Like, who
Mr. Porno Man
who
does.
thinks of this? That's what I'm saying. Like, where does your mind go that this is what you think will sell? How many views did that video have? That's what I want to know. How many views? Let me see this.
It's
123,000.
Yeah, it's a shame that he's getting views at all. And Mr. Porno, we should talk about this because we didn't get to it last week too much. But Mr. Porno Man is kind of like cheating on us. Like, he sent his wholesome porn into NFHC, and they talked about it like they never saw it on our show. That's kind of fucked up, Mr. Porno Man. Yeah. I don't appreciate that. I would like you to address that in your next letter. Please don't write us anymore. But should you feel the need, you need to tell me why you decided to cheat on us. Oh man, now I'm pissed off. Now I'm mad. All right. Okay. All right, Ray. Well, hey, lo and behold, the lovely, the beautiful, the amazing Sarah Starr has joined the podcast. Sarah, good evening. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fantastic now. I've got a lot of editing to do over the next couple of days, but it's going to be fine. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to talk to you. It's AVN season, right? And are you going out to the AVNs, the BBW Awards?
I'm going out to AVN, yeah. Doing XBiz first and then AVN.
You're doing the what first? What was that?
XBiz in LA.
XBiz. Okay, I thought you said Xmas, and I'm thinking we just did Christmas. So,
you're like, what?
Yeah, a little late.
What is XBiz? I've heard of it, but I've obviously never been.
So it's a little more business networking geared, and it's more networking heavy than it is like social experience. So it's less geared toward fans. Like, I don't even think there's a fan based event outside of a few fans will go to the awards because there is an award show, but it's very like there's a lot of seminars and sessions and education and opportunities to meet, different types of business leaders and companies. So it's a different format from AVN, which is kind of like a giant party.
Yeah, I've the AVN Awards have been around for quite some time, and if you go back to the days of the Playboy cable channel, I don't know if you remember this, but they would broadcast a lot of the AVNs and a lot of backstage stuff. And, something always stuck out to me, and I don't know if adult is still like this or not, but famous '90s actress Gina Fine once came out of, they filmed her coming out of bathroom after she did a whole bunch of coke in the bathroom. And they tried to call it, yeah. It was kind of awkward where she was trying to play it off as something else. I don't know. So that leads me to this question here. When you go to AVN now, America is in a weird state here where like almost half the country is legal with marijuana and the other half isn't.
Right.
Is there like a big drug scene now at the AVNs, or has everybody kind of cleaned up their act outside of the 80s and 90s? Now that we have a lot more awareness and stuff.
There's definitely a lot more awareness. I think there are some people who, it's like you have like little pods of people where it's like, oh, okay, that person is, doing his or her thing. But it's not one of those where you'll walk into the bathroom and you're like, oh, it's a huge Coke party in here.
Right. That doesn't happen anymore.
I interrupted something,
Yeah.
Now, as for like marijuana, because it's legal in LA, it's legal in Vegas. It's, everyone's got like their vape pens or their edibles or their, or their whatever, because it's legal. And you're like, what are they going to tell me? It's totally legal. And, it's kind of a joke where you have people who are like, we call it Cali sober, where they're sober from everything else but marijuana.
I'd rather people be high on marijuana all the time rather than drinking alcohol, because alcohol turns a lot of people into assholes. So I'm all for it.
And that's kind of it's, they know what they can deal with. So it's like, oh, you're Cali sober. Okay, that's, if it works for you, that's cool. You're not raging drunk.
Are you in California or Vegas?
No, I'm actually in New Orleans. I just travel out to LA a lot. Yeah. So it is not legal here, but it's one of those things where, I feel like as long as you're not like walking around looking ultra suspicious and have like a pound of something on you, like, oh, I got a pound of weed on me. You don't look like a drug dealer.
Right.
As long as you're just behaving like a normal citizen, they probably just won't bother you.
I'm going to ask you a question here. I'm going to edit this out. Now, do you partake?
Tinder, I see 420 friendly. That's what they say.
Right. 420 friendly. Yeah. I'm an edible person myself, because
which is even better.
I cough like I have tuberculosis.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. I have the worst. It's so bad.
Oh no.
I cough so bad. So and it's not something like I'm not like, eating edibles every day. It's more like,
it's like having a drink.
Pain.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I'll have an edible, I'll relax, it'll be a nice time. It's not like this regular, like, hey, I gotta come home with, $1,000 worth of edibles to get me until my next trip,
Have you had sex while high on weed? Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Well, no, because you get a little your sensations are a little bit different because you're relaxed and everything's kind of opened up, and you're like, this feels kind of good, and it's not like you're not there, you're still you're an active participant, but like your body's just like, oh, well, this is different.
I'm gonna change some wording around so I don't have to edit all this out. But my friend tells me, Sarah, that when you're having sex while high, that he feels like he can last a lot longer, and he feels a lot of different things, and it's just like it's a more amazing experience for him. So, do you find the same thing here?
I don't know so much about like the lasting longer because not the same kind of problem, different issue. But it's definitely the feeling is it's like, oh well, this is it's almost like not a whole body tingle, but like you do feel different. You're like, oh, this is nice. This is a nice thing, and I've always wanted to try. Like they have like the cannabis lubricants and stuff, and like I want to kind of try them and see. It's like, hey, let's see if I can get my pussy high. Right. How does that work?
my old co-host, the late great Huell Hauser, used to want to get me to send to my friend a bunch of marijuana lubricant to use during his sexual escapades. He never did. So, but absolutely, I know. The urge to try something like that is pretty okay. So Sarah, let's get into it here. You are a very beautiful, very sexy BBW performer in the adult film industry. No, thank you for coming on. How long have you been a performer? How long have you been in it, so to speak?
6 or 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so a little minute. I started doing camming first, and just kind of jumped off from there into all the things.
It always starts with camming, Ray. It's always camming.
Yeah.
How did you?
Is that
go
because
ahead,
you were like doing camming and someone contacted you, seeing you on cam?
Right.
Is that how that worked?
Yeah. And, and it's partly like you start networking more and you're researching like, well, what else could I do? Like I do this, and I haven't scared anyone. Like no one's been traumatized. So what else could happen? Like what else is out there?
Yeah.
And it was one of those where I was kind of in a position of like, hey, I'm going to do camming. It'll get out a lot of my sexual frustrations. It'll let me do some things that won't put me in any kind of precarious situations. And, it just lets me be creative, have some fun at home, and obviously make money. And, and then it just kind of kept growing. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I could also, I could shoot some porno. That's cool with me.
Okay. Just a camera.
I've got a question then. So when you're camming, I'm assuming you're in control of whatever content, whatever you want to do. But there's usually some sort of chat type of thing going on, right? So
right, like there's a chat aspect.
Yeah, so you're gonna get feedback, right? So I feel like maybe I'm figuring out how this works is that you, in a lot of ways, can learn what works because you're getting pretty much instant feedback, right? And you can see like, how much you're making every day and things like that. So do you feel like you were getting feedback from the chat room and like kind of started finding your groove because of that or
definitely. And then it also depends on the type of platform you use for camming. Like I enjoy using a platform where it's more like one-on-one. So you're doing like individual shows. So you're able to give someone a really individual experience versus like trying to make a room of, a large group of people happy at once, which can be really difficult because you're like, wow, I hope everyone likes me riding a dildo, or like whatever. Because now I'm getting into the scenarios of like, oh, I can have this one person who's super into this fetish and that's cool. And we're able to like connect more and really talk about that one fetish. And it's a lot of fun versus you've got like 10 people yelling at you and they're like, put it in your ear. Do a headstand.
You're not sure if they're joking or not. Yeah.
Can I tell you, Sarah, about a recent fetish of mine I discovered? And this is weeks old. I just discovered that I'm into this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know, I assume you've been to the dentist, right?
That's so funny.
Yes, I have been to the dentist.
Okay. Yeah. You know how?
But like, no, never. Not once, ever.
What's a dentist?
Never once.
What is this dentist you speak of?
I apologize. We've been doing this show for we're approaching 2 hours now, and I've got my bottle of whiskey with me, so I apologize here. But I discovered this is that at the dentist when my hygienist was in my dentist, who was a very attractive female, the dentist was, but they're poking around in my mouth like with the gloves on and like pulling at my lips and cheeks.
Yeah.
And I was way into that. Do you think that's weird?
No, I mean, people have their thing. So yeah, like some people are into like medical things. So yeah, so them like kind of poking around and pulling and tugging in your mouth kind of like got you excited.
Massage. Yeah, that's we talked about mouth massages a few months ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, it's one of those where it's like, well, that's hard to replicate on a cam show, because it's. But that's I'm like.
When Rich Schickman starts financing his adult film company, I think that's what we're going to focus on is like pulling at the mouth fetish or whatever it is.
it'll be a very small niche of people that'll be subscribers, but
But I mean, it's a thing like because I've done a few like mouth fetish related videos where it was like mouth exploration. So like the camera is like in your mouth and
wow.
you're talking about like your tongue and how sharp your teeth are and, how plump your lips are. Yeah. Like all of you're really going through the features, and it's one of those things where like it still sells. Like, I don't remember, I shot it several years ago, and every once in a while I get an alert like, hey, this video sold. And I'm like, cool. That's, that's a classic,
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see anybody's mouth. I just want somebody's fingers poking around in my mouth. So
Sarah, that just makes me want to ask you this. What are some of the most surprising, if you will, fetishes that people have had that they've requested?
It's everything. I mean, I've had people who like to watch me eat, which, I guess being a big girl, like, that's cool. It's like, all right, you want to see me eat? Like, that's all right.
Did they request like certain food? Like,
some people have. Like, there was someone who was like, wanted to see me eat cookies. Someone else wanted to watch me eat ice cream or a burger. So it's kind of all over the place.
Interesting.
Or it's like the idea of like crunchy food. Some people are into being shrunken, so being made to be very, very small and being put in precarious situations. So it's the idea of that you're shrinking them very small, and maybe you're threatening to eat them or threatening to crush them. So it's like, oh no, I lost you in my boobs, which, if you're a very, very tiny human, being stuck in my huge boobs would be very dangerous. So there's so many things. And for me, it's like fascinating because I always want to try to figure out like, where did this come from? Like, where did you get this fetish?
It's a bit of a challenge maybe, right? Because it's that's improv at its finest.
Oh yeah. Cause you usually, like if I'm actively on cam, like sometimes there aren't a lot of opportunities to, pre-prepare for something versus like if someone's like, hey, I want to book a Skype show with you. Here's my idea. Or, hey, I want a custom video. This is what I'm thinking about. And those, it's like, okay, I have some time to prepare. I can kind of figure out what I'm doing. Because some people are into like giantess fetish where they like the idea of me being extraordinarily tall and hovering over them and, like tall, extra, dynamic features, it's so yeah.
How do you even shoot a giantess? Like, because
usually
do you have like a green screen or something like that?
Sometimes it's just about moving your camera.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just about moving the camera so it's lower than you. So it's shooting upwards. So it exaggerates height. It makes everything look a little bit bigger anyway. So it's like, oh, look, you're way down there. You're so small.
Yeah. Cause I've come across some of those before and you see furniture small all of a sudden. And I'm like, well, they like really did some production on this. Like they actually went all out. Like they spent some time.
They're very, very committed to what they'll go and get like smaller furniture and, do different things. And cause I did like one video where it was kind of like it was a Halloween thing where it was kind of like an Alice in Wonderland, partly like me being trapped in a smaller space, kind of like I literally fell down the rabbit hole. So I purposely got an Alice in Wonderland outfit that was, like a size and a half too small. So, so like I have it on and it's all like halfway off of me because it doesn't fit my boobs, like it fits around my waist, but it doesn't fit my main features. So it was the idea that like I had eaten something and I grew so big that I couldn't actually fit in my outfit anymore.
Yeah, so this is so fascinating.
And you enjoy
just like how it works.
You enjoy this, right?
I do. I have a lot of fun with it. I get to be really creative. So it's not one of those where I'm like, oh God, someone wants to stare, oh no, someone wants to stare at my feet. It's like, okay, I get to do something kind of creative and different and I'm fulfilling someone's fantasy. So that's really cool, Now
I see you advertising, that you do custom videos quite often. Is that correct?
I do make custom videos. So that's, it's like you get to keep a video for as long as you've, got your hard drive or whatever,
Right. So
which could be forever.
What is the oddest If you would indulge us, what is the oddest custom video request you've ever gotten? And follow up to that, have you ever had to say no to somebody's suggestion?
Oh yeah, I've definitely had to say no to stuff because there are just some things where I'm like, oh no, that's not for me.
Involves poop or something.
Not. Yeah. I'm like, that's not for me. And I do know people who will film it. You know, they're like, that's cool. I like money, and I'm like,
everyone's got a price, right? Yeah.
Right. You know, and I'm like, they're willing to pay you that, you know, because the people who are willing to film those videos are not doing it for cheap. They're like, I'll film it, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. And I respect that. Like, do you? For me, the whole poop video thing is I have way too many like questions and variables in my head where it literally boils down to like, but how do you do it alone? Like,
who's cleaning this up? Like, right? I don't want to clean that up afterwards, right?
Like, how are you solo filming this, or is someone having to film it while you poop? Because I don't want, I don't know. I guess I'm just weird about the bathroom. Like, I literally don't want someone to watch me poop. So
no. Let's leave the bathroom stuff out of this.
That's normal,
guys.
Like, no, but
get it together, gentlemen. What's wrong with you? That's no.
I mean, hey, everyone's got their thing, and
you're so nice,
and that's cool. Like, I'm not at all kink shaming someone. There are just things that I'm not comfortable with doing. So, I literally can't.
Some things.
We can leave the poop in the
no,
toilet.
some things I'm like, all right, you gotta draw the line there. Like, that's not okay. But I mean, hey, if you like to watch a girl poop and the girl is okay with you watching her, like, hey, do you? Don't like force yourself on it, you know. Don't be weird about it, but you know.
Are you doing well enough
not
now?
Be weird asking a girl
can I watch you poop?
I mean, just to be real about this.
Ray, go ask your wife and see what she says. Go ask her right now, and Sarah and I will stay here and wait for the answer.
Wife, can we watch you poop? I can't.
Sarah,
the camera's not that long.
Do you still have to work like a full-time or part-time job, or are you making enough now with all the online stuff, or between the custom videos and the OnlyFans and the shooting scenes? Do you make enough to make porn a full-time job, or do you still have to maintain one?
The industry is my thing. Like, doing all of the various things that I do in the industry. That's my That's what keeps the roof over my head for myself and my cat.
That's great. So,
keeps the cat fed.
If Ray and I wanted to get into the industry as men, right? It's not as easy as it is for women, is it? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I feel like it's I don't know how men get in the industry. I guess that's part of it. And that's the thing. When guys ask me, I'm always like, you should ask a male performer because it's probably a different path. And I've heard so many different things where it's like, okay, like, yeah, you're either A, gonna have to like know all the dudes, or B, you're gonna have to start off like on the gay side of porno, or, like, I've heard so many different variables. Like so I really don't know, like, the secret to dudes getting in. I do know that if you're not comfortable with, being hard in front of a room of other dudes, it's not going to work out for you.
Right. I've seen some of the behind the scenes pictures where the guy's like hanging over one dude while he's plowing.
Right. And like, that's not a joke. That's for real. Like, because people are like, oh, I wonder how they got. Well, I mean, obviously when you're masturbating, you're probably not thinking about that. But, when you see a picture like that, you're like, oh, that's how they get that shot. Yeah. There's quite literally another guy hanging over the back of the performer, and you have to stay hard and focused.
Okay, so I'm going to take this in a different direction. Here's what I was just thinking. I just thought of what would be my new porn name if and when I get into porn. It'll be Secret Sauce.
Nice.
That's not a name.
But I was thinking,
not a name, Ray.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's so good. It's so good.
And he's
right
like,
now,
here
this
comes
is like the best
secret
idea
sauce.
ever. So Sarah, earlier we were talking to Jessica Lust, and she gave us a little feedback that Rem Dickman it's not necessarily a great porn name. Could you think of a better one?
I mean, you could just be Ram Dickman, but it also kind of sounds, yeah.
Okay.
What about the E to an A?
What about our boss?
Don't go with
Dickman.
Rim. Don't go with Rim Dickman though, because then you're going maybe in a direction you might not anticipate.
That's interesting because Jessica said we should go with Rim Dickman until I told her about our boss.
This is fascinating.
His name is Rich Dickman. Rich Dickman. That's a great porn name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think Ray, I've discovered how you and I would break into the adult film industry is basically by having our own company and having the capital to fly in these beautiful women to film with us. I think that's how we would do it instead of trying to break in any other way.
We would be really good at this.
You think we'd be really good at this?
And
we'd be so successful.
Yeah, because a lot of people, you might not want to be on film. It may be more about developing your own ideas and being the brains behind the,
the beautiful ladies.
Like we get Chris O.C.
The brains behind the balls.
There you go. The brains. That's a good episode title.
We could do like reverse BBW, but with Chris O.C. He's our BBM, our big beautiful man, and he's with a bunch of
and that's a thing. So, and we call those guys the BHMs because they're big handsome men.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, yeah,
nice,
and
nice,
that's a whole genre too. That's a legit genre. Like there's a guy in the industry he's like AVN Hall of Fame, and he's
Swiney,
because that's Swiney. Yeah,
yeah. We talked to Swiney, and he's the one who helped us here. Swiney, he's a friend of the show. I call him a friend of the show now because he and I we had him on the show for what was it, episode 73, Ray. And
right around then.
Swiney and I we have DM'd each other, and I consider him essentially my best friend and confidant now. I don't understand. Sarah, let me ask you, hair on men. Do you prefer a man who is hairy or is neatly groomed?
So are we talking just like completely wild and free, like rocking like a whole Chewbacca suit, or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have to go extremes here. Like it looks like typical hairy man. Because I like to take like it all Burt down Reynolds, as much as I can. Yeah, because hair grosses me out. But other women have said that they enjoy a hairy man. They like to run their fingers through.
Dude, I feel like it's for me, it's like very like case by case. Because like I've been with guys who are like, it always feels weird to say like appropriately hairy or like proportionally hairy, where you're like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't mind if it's like, you're hairy, but you're like well groomed, like you keep it tamed.
Yeah, you're not looking at like Aristotle, Apocalypse, the Greek guy with the big fursuit on his back. You're not into that, right?
Yeah, like I don't want to have to worry about like a bird flying out of the bush. Like I'm not looking for the snake in the nest.
Yeah,
like it's just like keep it tame.
Sarah, if I can ask you, you have like ribbons tattooed on the back of your legs, and
I do.
I think they're adorable. I love them. And so when sexy and beautiful Sarah Starr walks into the tattoo parlor and you say, you want these ribbons on the back of your legs, like how's that conversation go with a tattoo artist? Are they so jaded because they've tattooed on everybody and everything they don't care anymore? Because I listen, I'm going to be honest here. If a beautiful woman I was a tattoo artist, and a beautiful woman walked into my shop and wanted me to tattoo on certain parts of her body, like it would be, I would maintain my professionality, but like back in my head, that's going, I will think about that later. Is that creepy? I don't need to sound creepy. I'm sorry.
No. Like he was so the guy who did it, super professional, really good guy. He doesn't tattoo anymore, but like super good guy. And he was great to work with. And, he kind of asked, he's like, cause I wasn't as tattooed. He's like, hey, these are like, it's a larger kind of piece. So he just kind of wanted to make sure. And I was like, look, dude, I'm working in porno. And he's like, yeah, this is going to be great. He's like, this is great. Which of course led to us like kind of talking about my work a little bit, like while he's working on me. But he was fine. Like he was great. I've had other people tattoo me that, cause they're literally like, you're there for a while for some of these tattoos. And so you're talking, and there was one guy who was doing one of my tattoos, and he was a little like, he didn't know like what to think when I mentioned like I'm in the adult industry. Like it's like he was a little scared, and it's like, don't worry, dude, I'm not going to try to bang you.
Yeah. You know? Right. That's not how that works. You don't just try to have sex with everybody.
But I think, but like as soon as I said that, he's like, I'm happily married. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, that's great.
You've probably did scenes with plenty of married men anyways, right?
I have. Yeah, and I filmed with one guy, and his wife filmed us together. It was fantastic.
That's great.
You know, it was great, and it was a good time. You know, she's like, hell yeah, I'll film you two together. This is great.
Nice. Is your hair still pink?
It is. Right now it's a darker kind of pinkish purple, so it's a little bit more of like a berry tone.
Yeah.
I like to mix it up. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll go a little off the grid with it this time.
Now you do, in some scenes you have glasses on, and some scenes you don't have glasses. Are the glasses part of the negotiation when setting up a scene, setting up a booking?
So it's something that I'll ask.
Yeah.
Cause I'll either wear glasses or contacts. It's either or. I do, like, in my day-to-day life, I wear glasses because it's just easier on my eyes.
Right.
But if they prefer me to wear contacts because, you know, either like glare or, you know, whatever it might be, it's fine. I'm like, that's cool. That's why I keep some contact lenses around.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm one of those people, like, I can go either way. I have found that some fans are really into watching a dude come on glasses. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a whole other fetish. So it is. It totally is. So it's like, oh, well, let me wear my glasses so you can come on my glasses.
So I asked Jessica this earlier, and I have to ask you the same question. Do you have multiple sets of glasses, like like stunt glasses you use for the cum shots, or is it just one pair?
No. I got one pair, so it's very, you know, I mean, obviously,
God bless
like
you.
I've got like backup glasses as far as like if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But that's also why, you know, if I travel, like I've got contact lenses to, you know, so if something happens, I'll be okay because my vision's really bad. Yeah. But you know, you get cum on your glasses, you wash them off. It's you know, it's like you get cum on yourself, you wash it off.
Let's do the bad vision contest. What is your contact lens prescription?
Oh. Okay, contacts versus glasses is a little different.
Yeah. So, I don't know what my glasses is. I know my contacts, though.
My contacts, I think I'm like -6.5, -7.
Man. Wow, we're close. My right eye is -7, and my left eye is -7.5. So, like, we could totally be friends. We could totally hang out.
Oh yeah, we'll just like share contacts. It's cool. Yeah. I borrow some contact lenses. Sweet.
Yeah, no, I got you, girl. I got you. We got your hookup right here. Yeah. Get into that cabinet. That's where they are. That's all right.
And it's like my vision is when they were doing the whole thing, he's like, look, they're a little different, but not so different that we should get 2 different prescriptions. I'm like, that's cool with me because that shit's expensive.
Yeah.
So for the contacts, we just do the same for both, and I just kind of compensate. I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah. Do you have anybody you're shooting with that's coming up, or you have a scene coming out that's being released soon, or any of that fun stuff?
Nothing directly that's coming out right now because I've been just kind of like, you know, working on some of my own stuff, working on some solo things, you know, kind of editing different stuff. I'm rolling out some stuff that I shot when I was in Dallas with Dog Vision Productions. I shot some stuff with some people up there. So I'm kind of rolling that out, but I will be shooting a lot during AVN with pretty much anyone who will let me touch them.
Oh my
God. I'm like, hey, I have a clear test. Do you want to bump genitals together? It'd be fun.
Wow, bump genitals. See, Ray, you know, the amount of sex that's going to be happening at AVN is like, it's off the charts.
Yeah.
This is in Vegas, Sarah. Is that where this is?
Man.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the Hard Rock.
At the Hard Rock. Are you staying in the Hard Rock, or do you have like another hotel that you
I am
go to?
not. No,
okay.
I'll be at at a secret location.
Yeah,
as we
you
don't
don't
want
have
to, you know.
Understood. Totally understandable.
Yeah, because with that particular company being very anti industry and sex workers, I like to not.
The company
drop their
that you're
name.
staying at, really?
The off-site rental service that most people use when they vacay. Yeah.
Understood.
Oh yeah, they're like
Understood.
way against.
You know, I've only been to Vegas once. I've only been to Vegas once in my life, and it was 14 years ago at this point. God, I'm so old. And I wish I was smarter when I went to Vegas, because Vegas is a good time if you know what you're doing. And I was 26 when I went, Ray, and it was I was not smart. I was not street smart. I was not smart in any way. And we ended up going to a one of those deals where they try to sell you a timeshare. And so you waste most of your day.
Oh yeah. Because if you go, then they give you like a free whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I ended up for the 5 hours or 6 hours it wasted of my life. I ended up with like a $100 gift card to a restaurant in the Treasure Island Hotel where I was staying, and I had a very delicious lobster tail. Don't get me wrong; it was amazing. The dinner was very good, but it was not worth it. And if I had known that all these awesome things happened in Vegas, I certainly would have done my trip differently.
Certainly would have been elsewhere. Yeah.
There's so much in Vegas, and and it's not all on the strip. Like there's so much you can do where you're not in that whole kind of money pit of like, this drink is $25 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some places where it gets crazy. So
what is it about Vegas? What is it about Vegas that draws the adult industry there? Not just the AVNs, but a lot of performers take residence in Vegas or Henderson County, in the area there. Is there no income tax? Or is it nice weather?
I think there's something to do with that. I don't know enough about like their tax stuff as far as like property and income and but I also know it's only like a 4-hour drive to LA. And it's a quick little flight. So it is like market wise, like house market and rental market, it is less expensive than LA.
Really? Well, yeah. So, everything's less expensive than LA and San Fran, right?
Right. So that's part of the reason a lot of people were like, hey, I'll just move to the Vegas area because it's not as bad.
See, I'm out in Connecticut, and there is no adult industry out here. You ever been to New York City?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Only a couple times. So I'm definitely not a pro at that at all.
No, it's cool. You ever come out, hit me up. I'll take you to a nice Asian restaurant. It'll be fun. We'll have hot pot together. That was weird, Ray. I'm sorry.
Hey.
See, it's late. I don't mean to be creepy, Sarah. I apologize.
I don't take that as creepy though. Like that's not creepy. It's not like you said like, hey, I'll take you and put my dick in the popcorn. That would have been a little creepy.
I'm a really nice guy. That's right. Hey, Ray, should we do the role play game or no?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Sarah, we have a little game here that we play with all the adult actresses that we have on the show. And it's basically there's 3 scenarios. And we'd like to see how quickly you can get to the main event, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to be too graphic with language, but basically, yeah. So I play, unless Ray wants to, but I play the part of the person who's offering the service, and then your job is to get the pants off and how fast that can happen. Is that
okay?
Are you down for this? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 3 scenarios. Each one is more difficult than the last. But we'll give it a shot. Okay. All right. So the first one is I am the pizza delivery man, and I am delivering your pizza, and I'm going to knock on your door. You tell me when you're ready, and I'm going to knock.
I'm ready.
Okay. There we go.
Well, hello.
Hello, ma'am. I have a pizza here, a half sausage, half pepperoni for what is it? I think this is Sarah. Sarah? Are you Sarah?
I am.
All right. Well, so I have your pizza here. It'll be $13.50.
Okay, well, the money's inside. Do you want to just come inside for a second?
Oh, sure. I can't. It's not like I can walk out of here without getting paid. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, just come inside. I gotta get the money.
Okay.
So is it an extra sausage?
Oh, absolutely. We always do extra sausage here at the Lucci's, and that's a very short dress you're wearing, ma'am. I am going to look the other way now that I'm standing here.
You don't have to look the other way. I mean, you can just sit down. Do you want to sit down?
I probably shouldn't, but I can. Yeah, I can take it. Yeah, I can take a break. The pizza looks delicious anyways.
Sit down.
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna sit.
I mean,
nice
it's just
couch.
me here anyway.
Oh,
it's me
really?
here, the whole pizza. I know, isn't that? It's a shame. There's no one here to share that.
Are you
There's no
gonna
Mr.
eat this
Sarah.
all by yourself?
Maybe.
All right.
I mean, you could have a slice if you wanted, or maybe something else if you wanted.
What do you mean something else? You have like Coca-Cola or like a potato or something? Like what's?
I mean, you noticed how short my dress was.
Yeah, no, I have to admit, and I apologize. I feel like I've been rude, but I did see up it by accident, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, you could maybe get a little extra comfortable.
Oh, okay. All right. It is a comfy couch, and that pizza does look delicious. So, all right. Hey, wow, you are very attractive eating that slice of pizza. My gosh.
Imagine what else I could do with my mouth.
Oh, that is incredibly suggestive. Listen, if I can give you, let you know this here. It's 2020 and I'm very afraid of saying anything too forward.
Would you like to slide your pants off?
Yes, I would. Okay. Very good. Okay. Ray, were you saying something before I go on to the next one?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is gold. This is gold.
Ray, love it. Sarah, Ray's getting off to this right now.
Yeah, so I have to mute my mic
The next one is that you're in college and you need to meet with the dean because you handed in a subpar paper. Okay, so you're actually going to be knocking on my door this time, Sarah.
Oh, okay. I don't have anything to knock on, so just knock.
Okay, hey, come in.
Hi. I came to see the dean.
Yeah, Sarah, we have to talk about this paper you submitted for your Psych 102 class here. Is it 201? I don't remember the numbers because I do a lot of these classes, Sarah, but it is subpar and not up to your standards.
Oh.
And listen, we need to get you grade up because, at this rate, you're not going to graduate.
Well, graduation's really important to me. I mean, I am so sorry. That's not like me to turn in unworthy work. What?
No, it's not.
Can we do to fix this?
Well, I think you need to stop going out so late at night and start focusing on your schoolwork and, really hammering down on working hard and doing the homework and the research and getting these papers together.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of hammering at night, just maybe not on the right subject sometimes.
Oh, what subject have you been on?
I've been studying a lot of anatomy and biology lately.
Really? So why are you majoring in psychology? This is weird.
Well, psychology is kind of the building blocks thing, how the brain works and how people think. And
all right.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what you're thinking now.
Well, let me slide up here.
Might be looking at something.
Yeah, I don't know if you plan. Are you going out or something? Because you're wearing a very low cut dress there. And listen, it's a nice dress, and I'm gonna have to look the other way because I am a happily married man, and I'm just gonna sit on my cherry oak desk here.
Did you know that monogamy is a social construct, Dean?
That's a very good point. It is a social contract. Yeah. I guess, maybe in the gender studies class, we can, what are you doing? Why are you getting so close to me right now?
Well, I'm, just trying to figure out what we can do about this paper and how we can fix this situation.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I am going to get so fired for this, but there is certainly something you can fix to get this grade back to where it needs to be.
I mean, I feel like as long as it's a private, confidential matter between a
All right. Can you keep
dean or therapist and a student, it's not.
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you what, Sarah. Let me set up this camera right over here in the corner, and that way we're both on the hook for this. All right. Let's get you a grade up to an A.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, this is fun, Ray. I'm glad you made me do this. Now, Sarah, do I have the acting chops? Like, can I make it in the industry? Do you think?
You could do that. You could be you could be a pretty solid dean.
Nice. All right. Our final scenario.
Your porn name, the Dean.
The Dean Dickman. Oh boy. Oh my God. We're figuring this one
Dickman.
out.
Oh,
I love it. All right, Sarah, our final scenario here is the most difficult one. And, we'll see how this one goes. Okay. This one, I will be knocking on your door. Okay. And you're going to be answering.
Okay.
All right. You ready? All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Hello.
Well, hi.
Hey,
Hello?
hi there. Hi, my name is Tom Bosman and I represent, Trump 2020, Keep America Great. I would like to get you on board for voting for our president, Donald Trump in 2020. What do you say, ma'am?
Oh God.
Are you throwing up? Sorry. Are you okay? Do you need a nap?
Had a hairball.
Oh boy.
Oh, so great.
I suddenly turned into Tina Belcher. I'm like, I'm in danger.
Oh, did you just? Oh, hey, Tom, she just closed the door on me. Do I move on to the next house or do we knock again? Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you for indulging me, Sarah. Okay, Sarah, we have a couple more questions before we got to wrap up. This is Ray. This will be the longest show that we have ever done in 89 episodes. So this is awesome. Sarah,
nice.
Have you ever had? Yeah, thank you for coming on. By the way, I really appreciate you giving us your time. Can you tell us about any nightmares you've had on set? Any horrible? Not. I don't mean like horrible experiences in negative ways, but like.
Oh, so more of like things that I've been like scared of having happened, or because I've had like a couple nightmares.
We had Bella Benz on a while ago. We weren't able to air it because it was too hot. It definitely had nothing to do with a recording issue. It was just too hot. But definitely not a recording issue. Definitely not that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she had told us about a story where she was getting ready for an anal scene. And she used the enema as is instead of replacing it with water. Yeah. So what kind of set nightmares have you experienced?
So I fractured I fractured a small bone in my foot on set.
Oh my God.
But I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it was a thing because I fell. Because I'm clumsy. So this was pretty early. Like this was pretty early in my career. And I'm not the best in heels. So like my ankles keep kind of doing that wibbly wobbly tippy thing. And I fell. And I'm like, no, everything, and which was embarrassing enough. Like you fall on set and everyone's like, oh my God, are you okay? And it's like, yeah, just my pride. It's like, just my pride is hurt. I was like, God, my ankle still hurts. Like, you wake up the next day, I'm going to be flying home. I'm like, man, like my foot, my ankle really hurts. And then you get off the plane and like, it really hurts because you've been like in a tin can.
Right.
I was like, I guess I need to go get this looked at. And my doctor's like, what happened? Like you have these little hairline fractures. Like you're all messed up. So I was in a boot for like 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
And I was like, how do I tell him I was like, oh, I just fell. I didn't want to explain, like, I fell on a porn set.
So you didn't actually tell him what you were doing? Not exactly.
No, because like some doctors are fine. Like they're like, oh, that's cool. Other doctors, not so much. I was like, this is not the doctor I need to be like, yeah, I fell on a porno set.
So is that a thing? The doctor judgy eye? You know what I'm saying? When they ask you the question, they say like, how many drinks do you have every day? And then they kind of like give you that look.
Yeah, like, well, I had a GP once.
Like, I haven't even answered yet.
Like, I just wanted to get, I was just like, oh, I'm just going to get, basically a free STD panel because my insurance pays for it. Like, why not? Because, like, the ones that we get through talent testing are not cheap. So, it was like, I was kind of on an off cycle of filming, but I was like, let me just get one just to, like, so I feel good about myself,
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, why do you need that? Like, straight up asked me, why do I need an STD test? And I'm like, I don't think that's the question you intended to ask. I think you're just supposed to write that down and give me the orders for it.
Good Lord.
But I think that's also just like, I feel like that's just kind of like a Southern, like a very like Louisiana thing,
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't, they don't get it.
Yeah, maybe it's not the hotbed of talent. Like, there's not like tons of people coming out of Louisiana doing porn, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely part of it, but
doctors are scared of it.
But there's also just that kind of stigma of like, there's still a lot of education to be done about like, hey, STD tests are good for you. So, yeah.
Sarah,
but no, I've fallen off couches. I've fallen in my heels. I'm clumsy.
You can, you're free to tell me to, hey, if you want to say, hey, Rem, fuck off and never talk to me again. But in my research leading up to this interview, I came across a scene, a gangbang scene of yours, where you were performing oral sex on multiple penises, and one went up a little too far, and you wound up vomiting. Yeah, and then the gentleman decided they were going to finish on top of the. Was this planned? That's my question. Is like, was it planned?
So it was not. Okay, it wasn't planned, and like I was kind of. So I noticed, because when things kind of progress to a certain point. Like, I'm trying to hold everything back. And the director was like, he's like, let it go. It's going to be hot. And I'm like, I was like,
sure?
I mean, whatever. Like, I've only eaten today. Like, that's cool. So I was like, whatever. I was like, it's your film. I'm literally, it's your film, bro. So yeah, I was just like, whatever. And yeah, so then, they're coming on me and then there's that. And yeah, it was a thing. And apparently a lot of people thought it was really cool. Like, it was kind of a split where some people were like, wow, you like almost went Linda Blair. And, and then there were other people who were like, that was so hot. So it was a very split opinion on that.
I have to say, like, I admire your ability to power through and finish a scene, and I admire the gentleman's ability to finish in that scene as well. Because I know, for me, like, if you and I in that situation and you happen to have, that happened to you, if you happen to throw up, my first concern would be, hey, are you okay? Can I get you a towel? Do you want to clean up? Like, right. I'd be trying to clean you up and take care of you instead of coming on you.
Like, I was fine because it wasn't like that, like, oh no, I'm sick, or, it was just like, you hit, this is just going to come up.
These guys are super pros and they have a lot of willpower to be able just to keep on going and then add to it. So,
let me throw this out there. So Sarah and Rem, you guys have a lot in common. Like your eyes are you're basically legally blind, right?
Right.
But the other thing is,
fuck you.
I sleep in my glasses.
Otherwise, you can't even see you in your dreams.
No,
like blurry vision in your dreams. Yeah. But Rem, you do a lot of the same thing that you were just complimenting for, which is powering through. Because this podcast is pretty much, what it boils down to is we're basically vomit and cum mixed together, and you're just powering through, doing everything you can to keep it going. So it's like you guys do have a lot more in common than you realize. That's good. Yeah,
we should be
you're
friends,
a true
Sarah.
pro.
We should be
Love
friends.
you, buddy.
Thanks, pal. I appreciate you, Ray. I appreciate you.
You're like, thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, if we had to put verbal vomit on the air, this is what the Rich Thickman Show is. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Sarah, one more question from our research intern. It's our very own Hot Drummer News Babe. Have you ever had to do a shoot where you weren't necessarily in the mood? And how do you get yourself in the zone when you're not super fired up for having sex?
So it can be a tough one because, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not exactly like turned on. So sometimes you you kind of, a lot of times for women, it's more mental over physical. So you kind of got to like mentally get yourself there, whether, thinking about whatever it is that helps with that, or, but also doing the, like, I guess I'll, rub one out before, like I'll masturbate a little bit and kind of relax. And, so those kinds of things will help if I'm not already kind of there. It's like, all right, this kind of helps.
At the end of the day, you have a job to do, right? And you have to.
Well, yeah. And it's like, hey, I'm here to. And I've always had a saying about sex where it's a lot like pizza. Like even like a bad pizza, you're still like, fuck yeah, pizza. Like you're still pretty stoked because you had pizza.
Dude, I was eating pizza today and said, this is a lot like sex.
Yeah. Even if it's bad, it's good. You still come.
Right. Like it might not be the best you've ever had, but you were still excited because you had pizza.
Right. Okay.
So, you're like, all right, I maybe not be like super into the, it might be the dude or the whatever, like, but it's like, hey, still getting laid.
Absolutely. All right. So the final question of the evening, Sarah, is, all right. So, Ray and I are both handsome men. Okay. I'm a little older than Ray. But, I have a much larger penis than Ray. All right. It's a fact of the show. We talk about it all the time, and that's fine. And I'm proud of it. And it's cool. So let's say you're filming a scene with Ray and myself, and, obviously I have the much larger penis. Where are you spending your time? Like, are you like just trying to get Ray off really quick so you can get rid of him and spend time with a larger penis? Or are you kind of like, you want to get rid of the large penis first? Like, how does, like, what's your attack plan?
It's
sorry.
What's your attack plan?
It's just, it's like, what's your attack plan? Like, thinking about it, I'm going in. Who am I getting off first? But it's funny because, like, there's not, because I'm way into like threesomes with two dudes. Like I'm I'm like, oh yeah, like hell yeah, I got two dudes to play with. This is great. It's like more dicks. So there's not necessarily okay, I got to get one dude to come first so I can play with the other one. Unless one of those dudes happens to just be like really really bad at sex, because then you're like, hey buddy. Can you go over there? You're really bad at this.
You're not pulling your weight, homie.
Yeah, that's you, Ray.
I don't know what you're doing there, but that's weird.
I'm into this, and I'm going to show you up. Yeah. So, boom.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
But yeah, like
pumping over there.
You got two people, everything's happening. I got I'm sucking one penis, the other one's fucking me. Like, it's a really good time. Like, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. See, Ray didn't
there's
understand.
not so much of a race to bump someone off where it's like, all right, I need one of you to finish because, I can only handle one at a time. I mean, as you saw, I handled five. I handled five at once.
Yeah, you kept going too. Ideally, you want them all to finish at the same time. So, I can.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Ray didn't know how attracted he was to the BBW superstars as yourself until I introduced him to this wonderful genre. So, thank you.
Some people just don't know. They're like, oh, I didn't think I was into that. And then you're like, oh, but look at all those boobs.
Really
look at all them titties.
Yes. There is so
like,
much I
look at
just
that
want to hold on to.
booty. Right? There's so much you can just grab, and I mean,
when Rich Dickman gets into the adult film industry, what do we just call you up and say, hey, are you interested? Or like, how's that negotiation work?
I mean, basically, you just, hit me up on ye old Twitter, be like, hey, I filmed with a couple people, I'm not a creepo, so what's happening?
We didn't come
on
across
your cam show.
Creeps.
On your cam show, if you ever get a request for, like it's doing something sexy while two people record a podcast, you'll know who it was from.
Right? I'll be like, okay, that could be a thing.
Like those guys are back
I haven't quite done that, but it's an option.
See, Ray, God damn it. I have to stop. Okay. Oh, fuck you, Ray.
Sarah, you're amazing. Thank you. This has been great. You just came in, guns blazing, kept up. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Yay.
Sarah,
well, thanks for having me. It's been super fun.
Absolutely. Yes. Plug everything you got. Go ahead and tell my audience where they could find you in the beautiful Sarah Starr and where we can
honestly, the easiest place to find me is via all my links, because that's got literally everything. So allmylinks.com/Sarah Starr, because that's got everything. Nice. It's got my OnlyFans, my Twitter, my Instagram, Snapchat. It's got all the stuff. So that's Sarah, the easiest place.
Do you do Snapchat? Because I'm Rem Dickman.
I do.
Snapchat. Yeah. Okay. We should be friends. We should hang out sometime.
I'm XXX Sarah Starr on Snapchat.
XXX Sarah Starr with 2 R's. I see, Ray. Here's the problem here. No, just one. Okay, just one.
Yeah.
Well,
he's like, I'm making a note.
Yeah.
When we get to the end of these podcasts, Ray, and I just get that's enough. Ray, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. You have been wonderful. I'm so happy that we were able to work this out and we got you on. We'd love to have you back after the AVN so you can tell us all about your adventures out there. Are you nominated for anything? Or at the BBW Awards?
Fan favorite on the AVN Awards, like the fan favorite for the BBW thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. I was looking through all those AVN Awards and I couldn't find anybody's name on it because there are so fucking many of them. There's so many award nominees. Holy moly. And Jessica told us about the BBW Awards. So congratulations for being nominated. I hope you win. If you do go up there on the podium and say, "Hey, this one's for Rich Dickman," that'd be awesome. Don't do that. Don't even worry about us.
Yeah.
If you see Swiney, tell him we said hi. But thank you.
I absolutely will. I'll probably be filming with him. So yeah, I'll definitely let him know.
Oh, nice.
All my favorite people. Yeah. And all naked together, assholes everywhere. It's gonna be like literal assholes.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
We'll have to somehow get a photo of just our assholes to send to you.
Not Swiney's.
This is
please.
The best.
Just
You're
not
not Swiney's. You're like, I'm like, but that's the part that makes it really funny is that it would also have Swiney's asshole in it.
That's true. That is true. I did ask Ray.
He would go for that. I don't think he would do it.
He might. He's a fan of the show.
He would.
He might.
He would.
But he could take the picture. He could take the picture too.
Yeah.
But when we had Swiney on, I asked Ray. I said, Ray, have you ever in your life talked to somebody who you've seen the dick balls and asshole of? And he said no until Swiney came on.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Fantastic. All right.
You've seen all of that, dude.
All of it. Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. Go ahead and email the show, richdickmanshow@gmail.com. Call the Dickman line, 860-316-4776. Really, you're not getting this content anywhere else. All right. Who else is having these conversations with the lovely Sarah Starr and the lovely Jessica Lust? And last week we had Elisa May on with Isaac. Oh, it was just we're just killing it, Ray. We're killing it. You can look up Ray, find Ray. He's at Jules Winfeld because I don't know why he's at Jules Winfeld. He should be at Ray something or other, but he's not. It's at Jules Winfeld. You can follow me on Twitter. I am at Rem Dickman, and you can follow my mother at Rem_Mama. And then there's producer Ryan at Ryan TRDS, and there is our buddy Randy at Sir Zero with an E. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll be back next week. As I said, we have Jake from Brightstone Films coming on. If that holds true, who knows? That it may all fall through, but I should just edit that part out because that was unprofessional of me. Probably leave it in. We'll talk about his abandoned series. And then the week after that, once we get out of the AVN season, we'll be talking to our friends again. Sarah, would you come back on the show? Would you talk to us again?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Definitely.
I'd love to do this one more time. All right. Thank you all for listening. If you're going to go and listen to us, whatever podcast app it is, if you can leave a review, that'd be great. 5 stars, 4 stars, or whatever you want. Just something. And that one's it. Yeah. Have a great night. Thank you all. I love you all. And good night.
See ya.
All right.
It's literally the best episode.
Yeah,
Every week.
It's certainly the longest. Sarah, thank you.
No, thanks for having me.
Yes.
No, definitely. It was fun.
Certainly was. Okay. So when
Being
it,
as non-scripted and crazy as we are, it's nice to have guests that are just, roll with the punches. Just good guests. Like you were awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, thank you.
Good having you on.